Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the second series of the day here on stream number 3. It is compLexity Gaming up against Team Secret. Right, well, now a lot of things that people will probably be expecting from this matchup. Obviously, Secret known for doing pretty damn well. compLexity overall a little less so, but so far this tournament in the group stages, compLexity have proven to us that you don't underestimate this team. We've seen them 2-0 against teams like Na'Vi. Secret, it might be a little bit of a different story, but I've got to be honest, Andy, I'm looking forward to this one to see how compLexity can stand up to the giants that are Team Secret.
It is one of their first true tests, right? Like, they had a series that they split with IG a couple of days ago, and then everyone was thinking, like, okay, well, compLexity have 2-0'd two of their opponents, and they split with IG. Maybe everyone just severely underestimated them, but I want to keep in mind that when compLexity played against IG in that game, they went Tusk Techies, and I really feel like that caught IG off guard. I feel that was one strategy that maybe they weren't expecting, and that's how compLexity were able to glean their win away from them. So now, Team Secret, this is the team to beat, in my opinion. I mean, outside of LGD, I think they actually just split the series on the mainstream. It was 1-1, right?
Oh, yeah, it was 1-1 just now.
Yeah. So now, this is potentially one of the teams that could finish top 3 at TI in Team Secret. And compLexity, they're starting things off with the Naga Siren. Often happens here when you're watching. I'm not sure what Secret want to be bringing here. I don't know if they're going to go for their Tusk. I don't know if they're going to go for maybe something a little bit different. But they are a team who is known to experiment.
Absolutely. Talking about the game yesterday from compLexity, the fact that they have a lot of, they had a big success with Tusk Techies against IG, and we know that Secret themselves love the combination as well. So it will be interesting to see how those two heroes kind of fit into this draft, and whether we will indeed see one of the sides touch upon the Techies. Opening pick for Secret, as you said, kind of expecting it to be the Tusk. They have got a couple. They've got the pairing, though, if they wanted to pick up some kind of combo here with these first two opening picks. And certainly taking their time here to decide about it. So maybe if it was going to be the Tusk, they would have picked it a little bit more quicker. And then maybe thinking about something else here for these first two picks for the team. Certainly, yeah. Okay. They're going to go for the Tusk. Anyway.
It's stable.
It is the Secret pick. I mean, first pick, a lot of teams as well. If it's there for the first pick, if you can't get, well, these four very high priority heroes that have, of course, already been banned out, Tusk is the one that you look to.
And they could go like Bounty or something too.
Yeah.
I think the pairing is actually really strong. What you commonly see is Tusk plus another support. You don't typically pick the core that early on, but I guess if you want to, like if you find something that's a bit stable in lane, like a Lina, for example, you can do that. It's another combination that we've been seeing a whole heck of a lot here throughout the group stages at TI. It just really depends. Like, Secret's hard to anticipate because they're the ones who kind of innovate and lead people into picking like these heroes like Tusk, for example. Like, they were the ones who kind of brought it into the forefront, you know? So if they want to change it up a bit, try something different, they are always capable of doing that.
It's always interesting to see what they want to run here against the Naga. It's going to be the Dazzle. Okay, so we talk about Tusk combinations. Tusk Dazzle, that's definitely one that's up there.
That's one of Puppy's favorite heroes as well, playing Dazzle. It's weird because Dazzle is typically seen as a defensive support a lot of the time, but when you're playing it with a Tusk, or like a Naga Siren, for example, I mean, clearly compLexity have it here, but it gives you that aggressive potential because you have a hard form of initiation, or you have something that at the very least partners in with that Shadow Wave to make sure that you can deal a good amount of damage. So I'm happy to see Secret pick it up here. Again, it's a very stable opening too. No real glaring weaknesses in it. It's just we got good ganking potential. We got a good support. Wait a little bit later until we start thinking about picking up those cores. Now we're going to have to see compLexity's answer to this. We've been seeing Shaker, Winter Wyvern, stuff like that. It's very good.
Yeah, Shaker would be nice. I'm thinking as well, they might want to pick up a clock, you know, for Moon if he wants to run that in the offlane. Very good against the Tusk.
Yep, could be.
That's another option. But yeah, the Shaker might be one that they look towards. Could be good to see something a bit for like the old SB. Again, the Spirit Breakers. Just some of these disruptive heroes that are going to help you kind of break down the aggression that Tusk is going to be able to bring Team Secret.
Seems like both teams are kind of taking their time here in the first couple of bans and picks at the very least, and understandably so. I actually like the fact that compLexity banned Gyrocopter, by the way. I think that hero is actually like very hard to punish. I mean, even the analyst desk a second ago was talking about how the hero has like no weaknesses almost. He's very hard to lane against, very good late game, good mid game, pretty much just good everything. And compLexity's choice is going to in fact be that Bloodseeker.
Okay. I mean, we're seeing more and more picks of this hero, indeed. And I mean, complexity. Why do you feel they picked it up at this stage of the draft, picking up one of their cores this early on?
They could be looking at the Tusk and the Dazzle and saying, I don't think you're going to be able to pressure our lanes hard enough with those heroes to really punish us picking a Bloodseeker at this early phase. So since a lot of the time, the team that picks second, they'll pick that Tusk and then they'll pick Dazzle in conjunction with that. It's very common to see other people who have first pick a core after they see the supports. Because after you see supports, you have a better idea of how the lanes could potentially shape up, and you can judge whether or not, okay, I can get away with picking this hero now. And it's still very high priority, right, because it's a core role. So I think that's maybe why Complexity decided to pick it here.
Oh, release a ban coming out from the side of Complexity, and Undying is going to be what's taking it away with Secret's ban. And I was gonna suggest the Undying potentially for, I mean, either of the sides. You know, if Secret wanted to run it with the Tusk combination, and at the same time, yeah, I guess with the Naga in lane, you know, being able to have these fights, and with the Bloodseeker,
it's
just
insane with
the
Bloodseeker.
skirmishing potential is it's just doubled as soon as you throw an Undying into your lineup.
Yeah, you drop a Tombstone, get a Decay, all of a sudden it's like Bloodseeker's got haste and speed. It's a completely insane combination. And it's very common to ban out lane bullies once you see a team like Complexity pick up Bloodseeker this early. You just want to ban heroes that have good harass in lane. As Lesh and Queen are already taken out, obviously that was prior to having seen the Bloodseeker, but it kind of still synergizes with the way that Team Secret want to go about this. Is we have Dazzle for sustain, so against Bloodseeker it's going to be a little bit more effective than normal. Keeping those heroes at a high threshold of health will make it so the Bloodseeker's Thirst isn't as effective, and Grave is also a great tool at being able to stop it. And I don't know if that's a respect ban per se.
It seems like it for the Moon NP.
They
yeah.
know. They definitely know that Complexity have run this before, and we are going to see the Lina here coming out from Secret.
Okay, and of course, in the last two games where we've seen the Bloodseeker, yeah, banned out every time that a team runs the Bloodseeker because of that burst potential. You've got to be very careful when you Blood Rage. And yeah, as you said, interesting to see Secret ban out Moon's Nature's Prophet. We know it's one of the heroes he does like to run. And we also do know, of course, that Complexity, they are a fan of jungle heroes. Now,
Yep.
I don't know if that's kind of maybe leading to the potential of it being a Z-Freak Bloodseeker if they wanted to, but we know that Complexity like to go greedy. You know, we've seen them play heroes like the Enigma, also just running stuff like the Fly CM, in which Fly definitely kind of orientates to sticking in the jungle, really, getting those early levels there, so solely focusing on the farming for the Crystal Maiden. But nonetheless, I mean, talking about Fly, actually, his heroes, we've seen him play a very strong Wyvern and a very strong Crystal Maiden. Both heroes are still available in the pool here.
I think Wyvern is really good against this. Complexity, they're going back to the Bloodseeker Zeus combination, so this is... It could be a Bloodseeker jungle. I'm actually looking at Naga Siren right now thinking, okay, it could be support.
Here we go.
The Tusk techies, man. The Tusk techies.
Okay, now you got to look at two things though. Complexity, they have got the Zeus to grant you vision of the mines. They are going to need to pick up some ranged heroes.
But
here.
it's
That
too
is the
melee
issue.
already on Complexity.
And Zeus's range not great for getting rid of those mines at all. But at the same time, they've got a Naga. You know, the Mirror's Image. That's going to help you clear out some of the, well, not the remote mines, but the standard mines. So they have got things to deal with it. But it is that Techies Tusk combination, which, I mean, I don't have the stats up, but I can imagine the win rate for Secret with that combination has got to be insanely high.
It's probably very high. That's my guess as well. I think the techies... Okay, so the scenario that you pick that hero, you look at it and you say, okay, they got a couple of melee heroes. Okay. Yeah, the Winter Wyvern will come out here for Complexity, as expected. But Bloodseeker and Naga, both pretty darn useless against techies in general. You have Lina to deal with the Bloodseeker and Tusk as your hard initiation hero, so... I'm kind of favoring Secret's draft at the moment. You can tell what Complexity are going for, though. They have that synergy with the Zeus and the Bloodseeker. You know, you get the harass damage, you get the bonus Blood Rage damage for the Thunder God's Wrath and such, and you can actually burst very, very hard with this composition. I'm just a little bit concerned about what their answer is to techies and if they're going to be able to really pressure enough during that mid-game.
Final ban from the side of Secret, getting rid of that Brood. Looking at Complexity's potential here for that off-lane hero, for Moon. I mean, there are still a fair few strong offlaners left in the pool. I like this ban. Getting rid of Arteezy's anti-mage, because we've seen the games he picks it up. His win rate with AM's got to be pretty darn high this tournament, because he just gets an insane amount of farm. And teams, they sometimes let it through as if they kind of feel like they can deal with it, but it never seems to be the case. Always gets out of hand, out of control. So Artur is going to have to look elsewhere here for this position 1 hero. Complexity with the final, as I was saying, there's Darkseer available.
It's not a bad
Spirit
Clinks
Breaker.
game.
Clinks for
For
our
a secret,
tour?
yeah. I think it's actually a pretty decent Clinks game.
Okay.
The only thing that really counters him is Winter Wyvern, but the same could be said for a lot of carries, right? It's a good sustainable laner. You wouldn't have to necessarily put too much attention on him right now. And even in 1v1s, he excels. And plus, with Death Pact and the way that it works, you have such high health that even if you get ruptured, you can probably just stand there and hit him. And with Grave, you have that extra 5 seconds of just being able to deal damage during that time. But we'll see what Seeker go for. I think that's also a pretty solid option as it Clinks. We haven't seen Wraith King too much, but it's also not bad against the Bloodseeker in general.
Well, thinking about this one. Long
Or
and hard
Lycan.
secret. Lycan.
Lycan is good.
could be a fun one here.
Yeah.
That is certainly true, especially when they're trying to get the push on with the Tusk Techies just leaping straight past the tower, looking for the pickoffs, making it very hard for complexity to hold the defense. Not easy. What is going to be the selection here from S4?
Oh, Templar
okay,
Assassin.
so it looks like it's going to be an Art or Lina, would you imagine?
I guess so.
Or Artie's in the mid lane with the TA. Well, wow, okay. But the
I
TA
think-
selected it. Why the TA this game?
I think S4 definitely plays TA here, for sure.
Okay.
It's a pretty good matchup against Zeus. Like, you don't want to really trade the 3 Arc Lightnings for a Refraction, right? Like, unless you're going for CS on top of that. You can keep yourself at a pretty high amount of health, which means the Thirst from the Bloodseeker is not going to be as good. And the other thing, too, is if you get Ruptured, you pop Refraction, and then you hit him. Okay, it is Arteezy playing TA. Okay, I thought it was definitely going to be S4, but have they played, like, safe lane TA before, or are they actually just
I think
gonna
it'll be
switch
Arteezy
around
mid, won't it?
completely?
It would be like when he plays SF for the team. You know, they swap it around, they put S4 in the safe lane, get Arteezy mid.
Yeah, it's possible.
Because as you said, I think, yeah, the TA against the Zeus would be nice. But normally, yeah, when S4
Well,
plays...
even
he's-
Zeus against Lina, it's still fine. Like
yeah,
the
it's
matchup
not
isn't
an awful
bad.
lane, no. But
I think Lina actually does better against Darkseer than TA by a lot. So they probably will just.
I
put
mean,
the TA in
especially as well if Lina can find herself in a lane against the Bloodseeker. You know, I don't know if that's going to happen depending on how the lanes match up.
Well, they're gonna probably just do Lina Dazzle bottom, Techie's Tusk top, TA mid. That's my guess.
Nonetheless, this is going to be an exciting game, of course. Tusk Techies is in the runnings for Secret. And the side of Complexity Gaming, as we were saying in the series the other day, showing a lot of promise. But you're going to need a little bit more than just promise to go up against a side like Team Secret. Moon, of course, getting that ward straight down here in the bottom lane. And yeah, it is going to be Arteezy heading towards the mid lane on his TA. We're going to be seeing S4 on the safe lane, Lina. And yeah, of course, the Zai Kuroki duo on that Tusk Techies up on the top lane with Puppey just hanging around on the bottom, keeping S4 in safeness. And yeah, Complexity, their lineup, pretty much what we're expecting. We're going to see Z-Freak actually with the poor man's shield, so maybe it is going to be ZZ in the jungle? Is this a jungle blood and a laning Naga with the poor man's?
It could be. I mean, it's a little bit different, but I mean, hey, we just saw Navi pretty much do something similar, right? Like they started off by giving the Naga Siren Stout Shield. They transition her into a position 1. And I think that Naga could potentially be good enough at delaying the game to maybe give Complexity a chance here. But again, it's all down to the early laning phase. Like, what do you actually get out of the lanes? Like, if you're playing right now in your Complexity, are you going to be able to win that Tusk Techies matchup with, like, Naga Siren Safe Lane and Winter Wyvern? It seems okay. Like, Naga has very good base armor. No doubt about that. I think armor is, like, the key here as well for these types of heroes.
Need to be careful here. There's going to be Complexity going in actually with the Arctic Burn onto Puppey. Puppey's got the heal. There's going to be fine. Zai has got the snowball, and here we go. They're looking for Swinnermelon straight in, and there we go with the suicide, getting them the first blood here for Zai on the Tusk. And that, of course, always the danger of trying to fight up level 1 against the Tusk Techies.
Yeah, I like how the fact, like, Secret went for the lowest armor hero pretty much that was there. Between all of them, Zeus has the lowest armor by a long shot. Or actually, no, Winter Wyvern also has 1. So I guess either target would have been fine. But obviously, you kill the mid player over killing a support, right? So they get themselves on the board in a very quick way. And we can already see Arteezy. Because Swindle, I think he got the rune, but he died. Yeah, so now Arteezy, he gets a rune and he gets that level 2 a little bit faster. He'll be able to pressure this middle lane.
And so bottom lane is going to actually be this tri lane here. So Z-Freak is just going to help ZZ out with the farming. Now going for Puppey. Puppey, of course, just level 1. Only got the heal. Needs to be blood raged up as well. So the damage that he's taking is too much. That's going to be 1. And now compLexity looking for S4 as well. We'll get the Light Strike Array onto 2. But Z-Freak diving for this. And with the Riptide, there we go. That's going to be a 3rd kill for the side of... Well, 2nd kill, essentially. The first one just counting as the suicide from Techies. But nonetheless... 2 kills on the board here from this aggressive tri lane, working out very nicely. In top lane, Moon. Zai's got to be careful here. The Iron Shell doing damage, but Moon's out of there. The punch is too much from Zai. KuroKy and Zai just backing themselves up. Bottom lane, Puppey just coming in with a harass, forcing ZZ back. But this lane from compLexity proving to get the work done.
Yeah, the aggro tri lane was something that a little bit unexpected, I think, even from the side of Secret. Like, you could tell they were caught a little bit off guard by that. I'm not sure if they're going to be giving away too many more kills like that. compLexity should just be happy with the fact that they got those kills in the first place. And until Zai and Kuro in this top lane hit level 2, we're probably not going to be seeing a whole lot of action. And bottoms is just taking a little bit of damage under the tower. I think if they keep... Okay, never mind. Z-Freak's starting to go top. I was going to say, if they keep the tri lane going, they're definitely going to keep down S4. But I don't know if they can do that and just completely sacrifice Moon at this point.
Oh. No, Arteezy
he has Blood Seeker Vision.
Oh man, Arteezy pops for Refraction. Moon's going to chase this one down. Surge level 1, not going to be enough to chase it, and the Ice Shards very nicely there, just in case Darkseer was going to chase it down. But still, Arteezy being forced back, and he hasn't actually got any regen other than the stick on him at the moment, so looks like he is going to have to go back to base here, given a lot of space to swindle here now in the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, having to go back to base at this stage, not really the greatest thing in the world. It's kind of annoying, actually, but I don't think Arteezy is going to suffer too much for it. You can always recover by stacking for this hero, and you can always recover as well. Like, you can stack Ancients, you can stack Creeps, and I think during the mid-game, Darkseer and Winter Wyvern are going to be the 2 biggest issues that he's going to have. Getting Ruptured in of itself isn't so bad, but when you have those heroes that can actually like move you around, like with Vacuum and Ion Shells to break the Refraction, it could be a little bit of a struggle here for Arteezy.
And bottom lane, just going in with the Arctic Burn harass onto both of them. The Parafly, oh, with the Blood Rage as well. That's a hefty bit of harassment coming out here from the Wyvern. Forcing them back top lane. Tusk Techies, they're looking for blood so far. Not really be able to find much more than that first blood attempt. And they force Z-Freak back. Still in lane though, Moon. Finding the farm as Darkseer does, keeping himself top of the CS board as well at the moment. So the Tusk Techies are unable to really do anything against the Darkseer in lane.
Yeah, again, it's a lot to do with how much armor the hero has, because Techies is all physical damage up until you get those remotes going. So the fact that Moon has 7 armor, he's keeping himself constantly at full HP. This is how you have to play against it.
Oh, bottom lane S4 has been blood raged up here. Fly on the side with the Arctic Burn, and now ZZ bringing him below. The Shallow Grave will come out from Puppey. S4 is going to be fine. But again, this combination just absolutely terrifying here in compLexity, having a grand old time in this bottom lane.
Puppey's out of mana too, so he's going to have to walk back to base. If they notice that, like if they see him going back to base, they probably just continue to pressure here. I'm not sure if the ward actually scouted him, but before that point, yeah.
Arteezy's gone incredibly deep here. There's going to be Z-Freak wrapping around. You're going to have Fly coming in as well from the side if he wants to. And I think you're aware there's a reaction coming out from Secret. Zai smoked up with KuroKy as well. He's got the Suicide available. And they might just use it if Z-Freak comes a little bit too close. And I think, no, it's going to be Swindle that's going to be the target. Straight onto the Zeus here. They do have the Cold Embrace, though, buying some time. That physical damage from the mines. Not going to do too much. And the Suicide just coming out. I think he realized that there was no way that he was getting out of there. But that's going to be the Suicide used just to escape. And not being able to use it aggressively. And compLexity, I think they can be very happy with the starting 4 minutes of this game.
Maybe it was a mistake from Secret to not ban Winter Wyvern. If you think about it, all the abilities that Techies can do in the early game is all physical. So if for whatever reason Fly is in the area, a Cold Embrace will stop that combo every single time. Like the stun from the Snowball isn't that long. And even if you're stuck in Cold Embrace, even if you can't move for 4 seconds, that gives ample time for the rest of compLexity to react and just be like, oh, well, you want to go combo this guy under a tower. We can actually have like 2 heroes TP in by the time the Cold Embrace is over. And then the Techies might not be able to Suicide optimally, which is what we just saw right there. Like Kuro pretty much just had to Suicide. He didn't have a choice. So I really like the way that compLexity are playing this early game.
It's certainly working out for them. Arteezy, though, still at the top of the CS board. His farm looking pretty damn good. 31 for 8. It's getting to the point now where Swindle's having a little bit of trouble in lane, keeping up. 21 for 0 on this Zeus, so slightly falling behind. Top lane Puppey, just looking to find some levels here up against the Darkseer. Whereas the rest of the team, Zai and KuroKy, are looking to make a rotation towards this bottom lane, wanting to do something about this Bloodseeker. He's had quite a bit of space. 20 CS on him at the moment. Still just a bit lower than S4, and here we go. This is going to be able to connect here with the snowballs. Sigil here, enabling him to chase it down. S4 has got the mana for the combo, but Zizi just a little bit too speedy. Will be able to get himself out. And the TP coming in, it was cancelled, but it did spook back the side of Secrets. When Melons and Fly just contesting for the rune in top lane. Moon going in with a few punches and the Iron Shell to force Puppey back. But so far, it just seems like Secret struggling to kind of get a hold onto complexity.
Well, thankfully, Artur and both S4 are starting to recover in terms of their respective farm rates. At the start, they were both being pressured very heavily, but now Arteezy's made his way back towards the highest CS, and S4 is looking to be in third place right now. And that's pretty much what you want. You just need the cores of Secret to continue that farm. And eventually,
Zizi, I think he's been caught out a little bit too much this time, and yeah, they'll be able to find themselves the kill here. Techie's there with the mines, blowing up the Bloodseeker.
it was bound to happen eventually, right? Like, after so many snowball combinations, you have to assume at least one of them is going to be successful.
Straight into mid here with the Invis rune. He's going to go in. He has got the snowball here for a few seconds, but it looks like he might not need it. Arteezy here with the physical damage will bring down Zeus. Now TP coming in, flies well with the Arctic Burn. They might be able to try and turn this one around. No, the snowball coming out just in time to dodge the net, and now turning it around potentially as Arteezy moves in. Fly's got the cold embrace. He's going to be able to live through this, but he's going to be able to live through that one final hit there. No, Arteezy gets himself a double kill here in the mid lane.
That was actually really nice usage of Psyblades there from Arteezy. So for anyone who doesn't know, Psyblade is actually pure damage. So if you use Psyblades to hit the person inside of Cold Embrace, it will still hit them. So he used Psyblades to hit a creep once and still deal damage to Fly within there, just to making sure that he could secure that kill.
Very nice for Arteezy, and did top of the CS. And imagine if we have a quick look at the net worth, yeah. Thanks for those double kills, top of the board as well. 4 for 4 at the moment. Secret being able to equalize it for the time being. S4 still finding a fair bit of farm. And mid lane, Swindle Melon still continues to fall behind. Certainly having a hard time against Arteezy now in his TA.
It's expected, though. Again, it's kind of hard to trade the mana for just burning down Refraction, especially once the Refraction gets to be a higher level in Arteezy. He's fully controlling the rune here. Going to be able to get top, no big deal. Knows no one is in the vicinity from Complexity to stop him from getting this. And even though Complexity had a couple of nice, really early movements, their heroes are still farming okay. You can tell that Secret have regained their
lane,
footing.
looking for the Bloodseeker. He's just a little bit too fast though. Will get himself out. Now he's been surged up as well from Moon. He's going to be fine. He has got a Rupture available. I don't know if they can turn it with just the two of them. It's going to be a hard fight to take. And now he's going to leave it. And by the looks of it, just head back to the jungle with the Blood Rage and continue to try and make the most of the map.
It makes more sense to not try to go for something risky, especially when you know that Kuro has that Suicide available. But they're not really building it the same way that Complexity did. He is not opting to max Suicide. He's actually just putting the 2 points into it and hoping that that's going to be enough to just go for the kill. And he's putting extra points into mines.
An interesting note as well at the moment, Fly. He's kind of been given this lane along with Z-Freak to get himself the levels, work his way towards getting that Winter's Curse online, but S4 going forward. Fly's just kind of set this one up, though. Will be able to live through the burst damage here, though, and now with Z-Freak turning up and the charges as well, Fly will be able to get himself out. Turns around for the Arctic Burn, but no! Dragon Slave will clip him, and S4 does bring down the Winter Wyvern.
Not sure why he turned. Maybe he just underestimated Dragon Slave range. It's very long. Like, I think it's even longer than her auto attack range by a fair bit, so a little bit weird. He ends up giving away that kill, but it's not a huge deal. Like, support dying at this stage in the game, it's kind of negligible as long as you're not like losing farm in the process. And still, Ziz just doing his jungle Bloodseeker thing. He's not really feeling too content to show. I don't know if he's actually going Midas here or if he wants to finish his treads, because he's kind of pooling gold. Leads me to believe that he wants to, in fact, go that Midas.
Yeah, I mean, I guess with the Naga lineup as well, they're kind of happy being in there for the long haul if kind of the game goes to plan for Complexity. So Midas will be nice. Moon, he's found himself KuroKy here. And actually snagged himself a haste rune as well with the Rupture. You're going to think about going for it. Wall dropped as well. KuroKy does have a Suicide available here. And oh, with the Thunder God's Wrath, very nice. They catch out KuroKy, doesn't have a chance to get off that Suicide. And Zizi's going to try and chase down Zai now, and he might be able to do it with his movement speed. Nah, he's not going to dive any deeper. A little bit too scared, but nonetheless, getting away with that techie skill.
That's really nice because he didn't even Suicide. He wasn't even expecting the Zeus ulti, I think. Although, is it actually worth using Suicide in that situation? You respawn 50% faster, but the cooldown itself is still 140 seconds, so maybe it was actually better that he didn't end up suiciding in that particular situation. But we can see here RTZ doing some ancient stacking. Very, very good income. He's going to be able to get to that Desolator probably, I guess, 13, 14 minutes, somewhere around there. Maybe even sooner.
I mean, RTZ's farm's pretty crazy at the moment. 5.5k net worth, a good 1.6 ahead of that Zeus. compLexity are actually smoking up here. And they do have this ward up here, so they know exactly what Artur's up to. Can they get the initiation onto RTZ? Here we go with the slow from the Wyvern, and now with the Rupture. RTZ's going to need some kind of backup. He's just going to look for the simple TP out, but no! The Ensnare from Zafreak's going to hold him in place, bringing him low. ZZ getting low. Oh, he just gets the lifesteal off, and now with the Cold Embrace, he's going to be okay. Ice, Ice, Ice. I keep calling Tusk, Ice, Ice, Ice. Zai coming in there. Will be able to find the kill in return onto ZZ. And now looking for Swindle Melons as well. KuroKy inside chasing it down. How long until the next snowball? 10 seconds. Ice Shards, oh, that Ice Shards placement will block it off, but Moon's there with the vacuum. KuroKy getting low. They look for Swindle Melons here. The song! Just in time, Swindle Melons looks for the TP out right under their noses, and what a song there from Zafreak. He's going to have to be careful himself because he hasn't got the mana here for a TP. Ah, yes, yeah. Okay, he's just picked up the Arcanes, and Zafreak there, he's got his teams covered.
He's one of the players to watch out for when you're looking at compLexity. Like every single game, he always manages to bring some really cool plays together. So really happy to see that he's able to get Swindle out of harm's way there. Little brotherly love, I guess you could say. But compLexity now, still looking to try to get something really big going. They haven't been able to pressure any towers, and I guess both teams are kind of in the same boat in that sense. They're not really going for map control so much. It's just a lot of really small skirmishes. And I think that Secret are okay with that because RTZ's still farming up, right? Like, he's not suffering at all, even though he just did die like one time, but that one death isn't going to set him back too far. He just needs to make sure that he clears up that ancient stack eventually, which he might do now.
Mech now complete here onto the Moon Dark Seer, and at the same time, Tusk, Mr. Zai, has got those arcanes. Still continues to try and find the farm here on the top lane, but 6 for 6 at the moment. If we have a look at the difference between the two sides, it is just the 1k, but yeah, we've got to watch RTZ at this moment because his farm is getting scary. 1300 now on top of the first Mithril Hammer. Certainly feels like compLexity need to do something about this if they want to try and slow him down. 1300 also on Swindle, on top of his arcanes. And Fly has now got level 6, so they have got that curse available for the next fight. But yeah, still, the Moon Meander, he's on level 10 at the moment. He's having a grand old time on the top lane.
Well, he actually played it perfectly against that Tusk Techies. He didn't give away a kill. So normally when you have that matchup, oh, Rupture here.
It's going to be the simple TP out. Can they get in there in time to cancel it? Yes, they can. Swindle Melons will hold him in place in there. Fly with a Winter's Curse, just coming out in time. Nicely done there. Throwing down the ult, more than worth it there to get that kill onto the TA. And, frames have been dropped this time. Headsets haven't. So we are going to have a pause.
Frames equal dropped. Something like that. Something similar. But, yeah, RTZ dying for the second time in a row. Not really the greatest. Just playing it too greedy, I feel. Zai and Kuro were in the area, but they were a little bit too far to really do anything about that. And even then, like with the Winter's Curse being dropped, compLexity are not opposed to just throwing every ult at him, you know? They just want to kill him. They're like, whatever, we'll Rupture you, we'll curse you, we'll pop Zeus ulti, it doesn't matter. As long as you're dead, it's fine.
On the plus side, though, for RTC, he did buy that second Mithril before he died. So he really loses minimal gold here. So that is something for the TA. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get this show back on the road as soon as possible.
Apparently the practice PCs were like more stable than the actual tournament PCs. It was kind of funny. People were talking about that yesterday, yeah. Because I guess, I don't know which ones they set up first, but the practice PCs were pretty much on point. And I'm not sure, because yesterday they had to switch out a lot of computers, right? There was like a 30 or 40 minute intermission.
Some people, unfortunately, but we must be at the point now where the computers are all swapped up to being the best. But yeah, okay, we're ready. Fly's ready at least, and the G is called. We're ready to get the show back on the road. I mean, KuroKy, in terms of levels, he has hit level 6, so we're going to see those remote mines start to come out. And how are we doing in terms of, has anyone got any sentries here for the side? Not at the moment. Bloodseeker has finished off his Midas. Okay, S4, just pushing down this bottom lane here with the help of Puppey. Tier 1 now sitting about half health. Zafreak just soaking in the XP, soaking in the gold. He's got level 7 and 600 on top coming up with the arcane boots. Just scouting out the rune here. They'll find this mine and they will be able to remove it here. And obviously one of the strengths here of having Swindle Melons on the Zeus against the KuroKy Techies.
The one thing that's kind of, it's good and bad, because if you're not very vigilant about how you're spamming your bolt, you can end up just running into mines on accident when you're chasing somebody. That's like the most common thing that happens against techies is if you don't have detection and you have multiple melee heroes, like for instance Darkseer, Naga Siren, Bloodseeker, Complexity is still primarily comprised of melee. So even having the Zeus is not a good hero for clearing the mines. That's a problem. Like, he can scout them, but he can't kill them. And Fly is pretty much the only person on the team who can deal with that, and I feel like that could be another reason why he's opted to max that Arctic burn, because he wants the cooldown to ensure that he can kill those mines when it's necessary.
Totally understandable as well. Bottom lane, Kuroki pushing the lane in with the mines there. Puppies are backing him up. Still Z-Freak hanging around here, making the most of this lane. Moon, he's very, very close to hitting that level 11. And Swindlemelon's on the Zeus, as well as the Bloodseeker, is going to opt for a Midas himself.
And Midas Gaming, whenever you're playing against techies, we saw the same thing when IG were playing against Complexity, right? Every single person on IG bought a Midas in that game. Every single one. And unfortunately, they still lost, but I think Midas is still... like, logically, Midas still makes sense. If we think the game could potentially go long, having something that is a good investment in the early game in terms of how we get experience and gold is always going to be good. Like, that's just the mentality of it. But Arteezy, he's got his Deso. If they want to start going for push, I think they could definitely do that. After having seen 2 Midases, Secret might just say, let's get some tier 1s.
They're going to clear out the wave here. They know that Moon stuck, stranded by this tower here. They're going to be hard to catch out, though. I guess if they can land a stun, they might be able to burst him down with a Laguna and a few melts. But it's going to be... okay, if they can get the timing here, I think they might be able to. Yeah, indeed, the burst is too much. With the physical damage from Arteezy, it's going to be Winter's Curse holding Arteezy in place. Now, can these two kill him, though? I don't think they can. With the backup of S4, that's going to be Complexity. They're going to retreat. In fact, in comes Zai here with the Snowball. Con Embrace coming out to protect Z-Freak. But I don't know if it's going to be enough to save him, because no, Arteezy there with the meld hit as soon as Con Embrace wears out, and they're chasing down Fly as well. Fly's in a lot of trouble. He's going to need some kind of help, but it doesn't look like anyone's coming in to help him. He's going to go to the tree line. Ice Shards will catch him out. The Sigil granting them the vision. S4 with a final right click will be able to bring him down as well. So Secret there find themselves 3 kills. Nothing coming out from the side of Complexity.
And that's a good portion of the mech also done for Zai. So once he finishes that, they're going to have a good item to offset the damage dealt by the Zeus. And Zeus with Bloodseeker is something that you always have to respect at every single stage in the game, just because of the damage
Zai
can deal.
wrapping around towards mid, indeed with a snowball onto Swindle. Arteezy is there as well, and he's going to go for Swindle with a 1-2 right clicks. There we go, finds the kill. We are going to see Swindlemelons actually take down Techies there, Kuroki with the Thunder God's Wrath. Oh, puppy. Does he get out of this? It's TP in 6 seconds. Oh, Zizi's seen him. Oh! Can't get off the shallow grave. And it's going to be Puppy losing his life. So they are finding kills in return here. But it is, well, it was essentially 3 and then 4 heroes going down, including the Zeus and Secret just losing 2 off the back of it. But 10-9. As we see slight increase of gold difference there, favoring the side of Complexity. But overall, just because of the farm that Secret's got at the moment, so the fact that you have got Arteezy a good 2,000 ahead of this Bloodseeker that's running Midas as well.
Yeah, but a lot of that's also because the way that Bloodseeker farms is not as fast, like, just in general. If you abuse Psyblades and you're good at it, you can just farm the jungle like twice as fast as any other hero, more or less. And it's the same reason why Ancient stacking is so good now. Ever since they changed Psyblades to hit Ancients again, you can just stack them non-stop at any stage in the game, and you just continue to get that income. So Gem actually purchased very early here by the Naga Siren here, so Z-Freak not wanting to run into any mines if it's not necessary. So Moon denies that tier 1 in the safe lane. I really feel as though Complexity, they're not really pressured to try to get control, but you can tell that the way that Secret are playing this, they don't feel anything. Like, they're just like, okay, well, you're not pressuring any lane. We got techies. We got Arteezy farming. They're not really pushing Secret at all right now.
Oh, Arteezy looking for their Ancients, but he's going to get scouted out. Is ZZ and Fly there. The Sideblade's doing a lot, not quite enough. Fly holding Arteezy in place here with the Winter's Curse. Arteezy's got a double damage, but he's going to go down. He can't find anything from this. Arteezy going a little bit too deep, and he's off the map for a full minute.
Those 2 heroes were so low, though. Like, Ziz lived through that with, like, what, 10 HP? Started regenning when he was running away. Because he actually put the Solar Crest on Arteezy and then got meld on him with Desolator. So he went from having, like, 20 armor to minus armor. And then he almost got, like, just blown up instantly. Fortunately for Complexity, they don't lose anybody for it. And Artur dying quite a bit this game, actually.
And the third death here from the TA, still at the top. Top lane, TP coming in from ZZ. Has got the rupture here for 18 seconds. Won't be able to do anything about S4. Bottom lane. Tusk Techies, I mean, you feel like the Tusk Techies haven't really been able to achieve that much this game. I mean, Zai have a little bit more so, but Techies in itself, we haven't really felt the full force of Kuroki yet. Obviously, there's Techies can come into his element in a numerous amount of ways. I mean, if it ever gets to the defensive stage for Secret, it's going to be very nice to have on the side. But aggressive-wise, not much of the old Techies Tusk combo, and a lot of it down to the fact, as you were saying, because of Fly's Wyvern there with the counter. Now, well, Secret have got to be careful. Swindle coming in as well. Actually, S4's turned up to the fight. It's compLexity that might be caught off the back of this. No, Z-Freak again with the song. Now, do they want to fight this? They're thinking about it. Fly moving in. He has got a Winter's Curse for 22 seconds. The Sigil scouting out Fly. Fly needs to be very, very careful. Has been surged up, and now with the Arctic Burn, flying himself away. Will be able to get himself back into safety. Secret just continuing to push. RTZ here on the sidelines. Blink, Deso ready and waiting. He's just going to look for the Ancients. Needs to keep his farm game up. And with this, should be breaking around 10k net worth at the moment, around 20 minutes in.
And when you talked about the effectiveness of the Techies itself, I do agree that Kuro has not really been able to get a whole lot of kills, but I think sometimes it's kind of what the Techies brings you in terms of threat is. We're going to see him ruptured here mid.
Oh, in the vacuum, Thunder God's Wrath. Very nicely done there to bring down Techies. The fight off the back of it. Puppy's been Winter's Cursed up. S4 hitting his buddy. Yes, it's just going to be fine, though, because now they've got the Yules on Bloodseeker. They will catch him here. He has got a look at a break. Bling him low, but the Cold Embrace just in time. In comes the Snowball Stun. They're holding Ziz in place. With a Walrus Punch, they'll finish him off. They do get Ziz here on the Bloodseeker. Now can Artur look for more. He's got a blink in a second. We'll go forward here onto Mumiander. Much will blow him up now. Fly from the high ground with the Arctic Burn going in onto Arteezy, but it's fine. Puppy's there with the backup with a shallow grave. Arteezy will be able to live himself through this one, and they will be able to claim themselves the tier 1 here in the middle lane off the back of that Secret.
That looked like it was going to be a pretty good fight to start, and action still not stopping bottom lane.
Indeed, going forward onto Swindle Melons, who's caught all out on his own. Another kill for Secret, as compLexity need to be very, very careful about giving away engagements like this.
They're giving away a lot now. Like, they've lost all their outer tier towers. Right now, compLexity have only taken the tier 1 offlane of Secret. And the more map control that you actually lose, the more space you'd give to a hero like Techies to be able to start mining aggressively. And that's going to be when compLexity starts to run into some serious issues. Because if Kuro does what he's doing now, he's able to split farm, sit up here, you know, get closer to the Aghanim Scepter, if that's going to be his choice.
Look at the Roshan speed with Artur.
Yeah, I mean, that's the later TA. This is what you get, right? So Kuro shows top, and he's like, okay, whatever. You come gank me, then you know that we're going to get Roshan for free, so it's no big deal. And they're just the way that Secret abuse the map in general. It's just very, very efficient the way that they've been playing this.
Smoke up now from S4, Puppy and Zai moving into the dire jungle. compLexity towards the mid lane though. They're not going to be able to find any of that, but they might be able to take this tier 2 if they wish to do so. Kuroki has, of course, already pushed the lane in. And 22 minutes in, Zai, yeah, just to reveal himself here with Puppy. They're going to look for the push here onto the tier 2. Pressures can compLexity do anything. They pop the Thunder God's Wrath. They're aware of Secret's position here up towards the top lane. But it looks like it doesn't matter. Artur straight in with the Deso hits onto the tower. It's going to absolutely melt. And he's got 3,000 gold in the bank now on top of the Blink and the Desolator. So he is more than ready to get his next major item. Does he just continue to build, right-click, build for the damage? Does he need to go back for BKB this game, or is it not really going to do too much?
I think BKB is still really good. The main thing is you want BKB to stop things like Ion Shell and the Arctic Burn from just eating through your refraction. So obviously Rupture still goes through BKB, but if you BKB and pop refraction and you don't move, you still get full benefit from those refraction charges if Ziz wants to try to run in and hit you. And obviously Zeus does absolutely nothing against BKB. The only heroes that you really have to worry about are the Ensnare from the Naga Siren, or if Z-Freak wants to ulti to isolate you with that BKB on, and then of course you're going to have the curse from Winter Wyvern. But those are really the only things that he would have to worry about if he had BKB. Now I'm not sure if he feels he needs it, because right now Secret are still doing a damage job of pressuring.
He's found S4 there with the vacuum. TP actually coming in though. Z-Freak there with the song as well to cover the retreat here of compLexity. Yeah, Moon gets out. Z-Freak, oh! Very tight timing there with the song. Does manage to get himself away as well. Just in the nick of time, 30-11. Ice Shards being thrown out towards Fly. Won't quite catch the Wyvern. And now Secret grouping up on the bottom lane. And Arteezy still yet to spend his gold. 4.5k. There we go. Okay, what's he been picking up now? What's on his way out? Okay.
He's just going straight crit. All right. So he
Very
doesn't feel like
nice.
he needs the BKB. He just wants to hit really hard.
And 24 minutes in. He is still just a little bit short of the Demon Edge gold, but this is going to be a crazy amount of DPS coming from this TA.
Yeah, he can potentially one-shot like 3 of the 5 members of complexity, I believe. He probably can't one-shot the Bloodseeker, and he probably...
This is an issue for complexity. I mean, they're breaking the high ground here. Fly's going to get bursted before he can do anything. Complexity need to get right back here, because Arteezy with the double damage is going to be able to find this tier 3 incredibly quickly. Blood right laid down. He's just going to walk it off and go back in here. Tier 3, 25 minutes in. It is going to fall on the bottom lane. And Secret looking for more. They're straight onto the melee racks. Complexity need to do something, but what can they do? Arteezy's got the Aegis ready as well. That's the completed Daedalus now out to him. How are Complexity going to defend this?
It didn't really seem like they were that far behind, right? Like, it just seemed like the kills were kind of even.
Going straight in one hit there, bringing ZZ down to about a third of his health. And as you said, ruptured up. Just sits there. He's fine. He's good to go. Now turning towards Swindle. Swindle's got to run. And they just hit the racks. Shallow Grave's there as well. Moon, he's going to get bursted down. No, they've got the Cold Embrace to buy him sometime. Arteezy moving forward. That's your Aegis down now. Now, where's Secret? Can they fight off the back of this? They've got to do something. 1 hit, 2 hit. That's Z3 getting blown up. That's your Naga Siren evaporating. Winter's Curse down onto Arteezy, but he did get the refraction off in time. And now with the Shallow Grave, he's just going to continue to fight for the time being. And it is too much damage for the side of complexity. Moon is able to turn this one around. No, there comes the snowball in from Zai, turning up to the fight, but Moon Meander being Cold Embrace will be okay. Puppey trying to duke it down the tree line. They will be able to kill him as well. But they did lose the melee racks. They did lose the Bloodseeker. I do kill Secret off the back of it, but still losing your melee racks 26 minutes in, not the best of situations to find yourself.
That was a really weird engagement though from Secret. They snowball in when Puppey has no health, and Zai is pretty much at no HP and no mana. Just seemed a little bit odd that they wanted to try to go all in after the racks had already been killed. But I mean, they didn't even utilize the fact that a while ago they had retreat mines. Maybe Kuro killed them all. Yeah, I guess they're all gone for the time being. But usually the teams will drop mines, use them as a retreat mechanism. If the fight starts going bad, you just pull complexity right into the mines, and it's like, whatever. It doesn't feel like Secret are really, like, totally in sync in this particular game.
And, well, Esfo is going to opt for the Bloodstone as one of his first major items after yours this game on Lina.
Yeah, as core position Lina, if you're playing, like, safe lane, it's very common to buy Bloodstone just to make sure that you can spam nonstop. Same reason why you see Leshrac buy Bloodstone, just so you can continue that kind of snowball and just keep your farm relevant throughout every stage of the game. So, pretty common stuff. I'm pretty sure he's going to be going back for an Aghanims eventually, or maybe he just goes like Blink or something.
Complexity now, smoking up here. Let's see what they're going to be able to do with this one. Heading towards the bottom, Arteezy is there in lane. Yeah, it's got the backup of Kuroki and Zai. Very nearby. They're going to go straight to the jungle. Z-Freak does have that song to set something up. Level 11 as well, so the cooldown isn't going to be as much of an issue. Go. Wrapping around. They found them. They found them, and they're going to look to just go straight onto Arteezy. They found the Winter's Curse. Arteezy dropping very, very low. Can they keep him alive? Oh, no, they can't. He's going to go down. Zai as well. Complexity with a fantastic gank here onto Secret. Kuroki stuck in the corner. Will commit suicide. And that's going to be 3 heroes dropping on Secret, and a very nice smoke gank there from Complex. They didn't even need to use the song.
I'm actually like super surprised that Complexity are doing as well as they are. I mean, there's been a lot of people who have underestimated them. You know, it's a primarily American team, and we're really only known for having EG, right? Like that's kind of like our one team. And Archon got eliminated in the wild card, so I'm actually really happy to see the Complexity are able to sit in this game, and with a team that could be considered one of the top 3 in the world, they're still able to contest them like this.
This is incredibly impressive stuff. Very impressive indeed. Gold-wise, they're starting to pull it back round as well. Did go up to about a 10k lead for the side of Secret, but now it's heading back towards the side of Complexity. I mean, Arteezy, what was he able to pick up on top of the Daedalus? Hasn't yet finished anything on top. 1,200 gold on him.
He might buy BKB now. Like, after what happened to him in the last 2 fights, I feel like BKB is such a safety net for him. Like, he doesn't have to worry about Ion Shell, he doesn't have to worry about Zeus damage, he doesn't have to worry about Blood Right. It's just only Curse and then getting Ruptured. Those are the 2 things that he has to care about the most. Like, even getting netted is not that big of a deal. It's like, whatever, I can still hit things if I'm trying to push high ground or whatever. It's not really that bad. But going for the Daedalus, he just wants the big numbers. And, I mean, it showed that it's very useful because he actually killed the Bloodseeker when they were inside of complexity's base just because he had a Daedalus. Like, if he didn't crit there, the Bloodseeker would have lived. But I think it's already been showcased more than one time that complexity's team fight is nothing to shake a stick at.
It certainly feels, though, that there's a lot of space being given to S4.
Right.
It has got the boosted travel now, 1k gold on top of it as well, only just behind the Zeus. And Zeus, of course, has been running the Midas for the majority of the game. And he's talking about the Zeus's net worth. Has now got an E-Blade on top of his 15 Bloodstone charges.
Really useful against the TA. Even when BKB comes out, and this item could be in anticipation of just that, like thinking Arteezy, his next item pretty much has to be Magic Immunity. You can just E-Blade whoever the TA goes on, because a lot of the damage at Secret Deal right now is physical. Like, sure, they have Alina, but between having, like, Mines and Techie Suicide and stuff like that. And mostly the TA. Like, the TA is the one here that you actually want Ghost Scepter for.
Top lane, Secret smoked up. Arteezy was the only one to reveal himself in lane there. They're going to wrap around towards mid. Can they find Swindle? It'll be a very nice pick-off. The highest net worth at the moment on the side of Complexity. And now he's sticking with the rest of the boys, and they're going to smoke up themselves. Z-Freak just getting the images out. Playing very, very carefully. Roshan's going to be up in a couple of minutes, potentially. So Secret might look to wait until they can grab that one. Arteezy now with the bottle double damage as well. This would be well, if Complexity can catch out Arteezy, then, I mean, we've seen the fights go pretty much their way every time. It's all about controlling the TA.
Yeah, prior to having that BKB, one well-placed curse from Fly just ends the fight, pretty much. All they have to do is take him down, and then the rest of Secret don't really have, like, a ton of damage. You're going to be relying on S4 to kind of deal some, but again, he doesn't have Eggs. He just went for the Bloodstone build and the Yules. So he's got a good setup, but Arteezy definitely over the course of the fight will deal more damage, especially with that DD like he has picked up a little bit earlier. So checking the Roshan timer, it's about a minute left. So I think that both teams are going to try to vie for control of that Roshan pit soon. I think with one racks down, if you give away a Roshan at this point, it might be a little bit too much for you to handle. And maybe Secret are able to push in another set of racks because of that.
S4 just keep it into top to join Arteezy. They did, of course, scout this movement from Complexity out. It has now been dewarded. They want to look for Swindle. Can they find this? If they can stagger it, they should be able to before he can get out the ghost form. No, he gets it down in time. Oh, Arteezy with the side block. Wow.
That crit, though. How hard did that hit him? Like 1,400 or something? That was insane.
That was crazy.
And the funny thing, too, is I think that was like just at the edge. Because that was really far. Okay, it was 1,100 crit.
Damn.
Yeah.
1,100 damage, straight up.
Right now, Melon's just standing there going, did that really just happen? Because he E-bladed, but he got hit with Sideblade, and Sideblade is pure damage.
Yeah, so it goes for it. It doesn't boost it, but it doesn't need to be boosted.
Yeah, well, when you crit for 1,100, you don't need to be boosted much, right?
Woo! That's a dead Zeus. That was that's impressive stuff there from TA. And a little bit more gold in his pocket now, 17,500. That's the BKB done. So Arteezy's now got his BKB ready for the next fight. And it's going to be a lot harder for Complexity to deal with. Still, there's farm on Complexity elsewhere. How are we looking? Vlad's has been the option for Naga. Was stockpiling the gold a little bit, but we're not going to see any kind of Radiance Naga this game. It is going to be that more kind of orthodox support build from Naga Siren.
I think the Radiance might have actually been better. I mean, it kind of depends, because you don't know if you're going to get to that point. Like, you don't know if you're going to be able to get that farm before Secret either takes Roshan or just straight up ends the game. And knowing that TA is going to have BKB for the next couple of engagements, and it's going to be a 10-second BKB with Blink, Deso, and Daedalus, Arteezy just went from being, like, a pretty big threat to a gigantic threat. Like, having that freedom in the team fight to say, okay, I can bait, like, 2 ultimates just on me, Rupture and the Winter's Curse, and still be able to fight, because I don't have to worry about my refraction getting eaten. That's going to be something that Complexity are going to need to find a way around.
Oh, it's easy. Moving forward here on the mid lane. I've got Mumianda here on the side, along with Fly. And top lane just being pushed in by S4, who again himself. I mean, on top of the bots now, 3.2k gold. It's starting to look very, very fat here on the side of Secret. Complexity revealing themselves here in the mid lane, and Artor going straight in onto Fly. Cold Embrace coming out. Arteezy's also got the support of the Lotus Orb granted to him by Tusk. The song is coming out, though. And the question is, what do compLexity do with this? They're moving on to S4. They want to try and go for a kill here. RTZ is still there on the side. He's been ruptured up, though, trying to walk around here with the BKB. Winter's Curse holding in place, so Artor cannot help his team out. There's going to be a snowball coming out onto Z-Freak, but they've already lost KuroKy. They've lost 2, and they're going to lose. They're going to lose S4. They've lost 4. RTZ, he was kept in control by Fly. He will end up killing Fly. They did also find the Bloodseeker, but Secret have lost 4, and now they're all rest of compLexity trying to converge in onto RTZ. I don't quite know if they'll be able to find this kill, though. And they're trying to chase it down. Artur is going to try and turn around and give the slap to Moon, and one more. He's going to kill Moon here. Swindle Melons, though. If Swindle Melons finds the kill, and he does, that's absolutely worth it. Effectively a team wipe against the side of Secret. And compLexity just keeping their game at the highest of levels.
As soon as the initiation happened, where they song in, they get 2-man vacuum wall. That gave Ziz a ridiculous amount of movement speed. The hilarious part about it, though, was that he walks into Kuro, and Kuro just drops a mine, suicides, and he kills Ziz in the process. So that trade's a 1-for-1. Arteezy spent so much time chasing around a Winter Wyvern. Like, you don't need to chase Fly. It's fine if he cold embraces himself. Just go hit somebody who's not physically immune. He pretty much walked all the way past the Tier 2, almost to the Tier 3, trying to chase him when the rest of his team was just being massacred.
It was, I mean, just the control from compLexity. We saw the Rupture come out, the Winter's Curse, everything onto RTZ. So he was just unable to contribute anything to the fight. And as you said, he went for the Wyvern anyway. So wasn't able to back up his buddies. And the fight, wow, with that, it's going to swing it around a little bit for compLexity here. So compLexity, I mean, we were looking at the odds on sites, and it was 8% compLexity. This doesn't feel like a 92% to 8% game.
Well, the last time when we saw the IG matchup, it was kind of the same, right?
It was, I believe, 83%, 70. People are underestimating compLexity. Yeah. I mean, they haven't won the game yet, but this is a pretty strong performance so far, 36 minutes in, against Team Secret.
Yeah, one of the front runners in the world in terms of Dota teams. So I'm in the same boat as you. I'm definitely thinking to myself, compLexity are coming into this the underdog, but they're making it a fight. And I mean, this Zeus is still very farmed. Like, he's got 2,000 gold now on top of the E-Blade that he had earlier. He can look to buy something like Refresher. He can go Dagon. I think his item of choice typically in this situation is Dagon as well. I think he likes to go for the big burst on one hero as opposed to just having like the double ulti. But the options are open. Like, if he goes for Dagon, he's got that burst for one target. If he goes Refresher, he can get the whole team low for the Bloodseeker. And then Ziz can just run at like 900 movement speed. Just be a huge issue for Secret to have to deal with. Looks like both teams starting to prioritize Roshan here. They realize it's up. And BKB is still up on RTZ too. It's 9 seconds. Hopefully he can get a better use of it during this fight.
Z-Freak here just with the illusions, D-mining what Techies has done. And Zai trying to go in onto Fly, but Fly up to the high ground here with the Arctic Burn. It's going to be safe for the time being. S4 will find the yours here. Do they have the amount of damage here from the high ground to disperse? No. Z-Freak's coming in with a song. Are they going to be able to turn this one? Wall's being dropped here. S4 and Zai in it already. Here we go. Zai gets off the snowball straight away, looking for Swindle Melons, but he's moving in on his own. RTZ trying to find the kill onto ZZ. Will blink forward. Can he actually find it here? No, the Solar Crest evasion is doing too much. He can't get the kill onto the Bloodseeker. And now compLexity, they're turning around. They have lost Moon here. Zai's incredibly low, and so is S4 with the Winter's Curse. They'll be able to bring down S4. RTZ turning back up to the fight. He's got a lot of work to do, and maybe he can do it. The Cold Embrace onto Swindle Melons here will keep him alive. It's going to be Zai looking for Fly flying down to the high ground, low ground, sorry. Arteezy trying to get the hits onto Swindle Melons, but Swindle Melons, he's able to get himself away for the time. Oh no, Arteezy going forward with the blink. Can they kill him? Yes, they can. With the meld hit there, they will end up killing the Darks here, but compLexity, they're not done. Z-Freak looking for Arteezy. He's got to be careful though, because the damage is it's pretty hefty. Looking for the Bloodseeker, they'll find him, they'll trap him up in the Ice Shards here. If they can bring down ZZ here, this is going to be very nice, but no, again, the Cold Embrace from Fly, giving ZZ that extra chance here to fight. Ensnare holding Arteezy, but no, there we go, the mine there from KuroKy, holding them in place, blows himself up as well. The fight continues, Arteezy incredibly low, he's going to look for the TP out. No, he cancels it, he says, guys, I can help you kill Swindle. Will they be able to kill Swindle? He's low, no, the Cold Embrace. Fly again, keeping Swindle Melons alive. There's going to be a buyback now from ZZ, he wants to come back and join the fight, because they're incredibly low on the side of Secret. Puppey will put the Glimmer Cape. S4 has returned with the Yules and now locking onto Z3. Burst him down with the Lunar Blade. Here's ZZ. Rupture onto S4. He's going to turn towards Zai. Has got RTZ around here to worry about as well because RTZ is still alive. He's been BKB'd and Shallow Grey Top. Can they kill him? No. Blinks away just in time. Now S4 going in here with the help of Zai. Snowballing forward. Look at the speed of ZZ. He is out of there. No, he's going back in. He wants to find some kills. He's very low. Got to be careful. If any kind of burst comes from S4, they'll be able to kill him, and they will. That is a dieback from your Bloodseeker. Mumianta realizing this is the time to disengage, and compLexity.
How is RTZ not dead?
A damn fight. But at the end of the day, it is a dieback from Bloodseeker. And let's have a look at the fight recap. They did effectively lose everyone, but
I don't think I've seen a team get outplayed like that in a while. Like, RTZ walked around that fight with 5% health for like a minute and a half.
Oh my goodness.
He gets out of the team fight once due to a clutch force staff to the low ground after already having the Grave on. He blinks to the other side of the river, reinitiates, nice vacuum.
Nah, but it might cost Moon's life. He's going to be able to get away with the Glimmer Cave. There is the Snowball chasing him down with the Surge as well. Moon's out of there.
I don't understand how RTZ lived. Like, I really just... I don't get it. Like, how is he alive?
This is 40 minutes, and now at the top of that. Demon Edge. 2.4k towards what I can imagine to be those double javelins for that MKB. 27-25. The difference after that fight, though, yeah, those buybacks and dieback, of course, costing the side of compLexity quite a bit. And Secret now, for the first time, start to confidently break away in terms of the difference on the graphs. But what a fight, though. I mean, completely, you got to give it to Fly, doing so much there, keeping their team alive, but just wasn't enough at the end of the day, as you said. Secret just with the outplays.
I mean, after a fight like that, you got to be thinking to yourself, how do we actually, win a team fight if that's going to be what happens? Like, the thing about Cold Embrace is you're buying time, but you're not really pressuring when the Cold Embrace is on, right? It's not like Grave, where you can still act. Like, if you get Shallow Graved when RTZ was at, like, 1 HP, and he's just sitting there hitting Ziz and forces him out of the team fight or almost kills him straight up, you don't have that same freedom with a Cold Embrace. So instead of being able to set up a kill with it, you're pretty much just biding time. It's a little bit different in the functionality of the skills. So I think that's a lot to do with the fact that Secret were able to take that fight, even though Fly, like, he was doing everything he could. It's not that using the heal is bad, it's just, it's different in terms of what you're able to accomplish with it. So with that Roshan secure from Secret, Aegis now up on S4. I think he's making his way towards Shivas. It's a little bit of a different take on the Lena build here.
For the large part, seems to be working out. 8 kills, 6 assists, and has only died 4 times here, S4. That is your MKB now complete on RTZ. He's level 25 as well, getting very, very close to capping out here on the TA. And
he is full damage right now.
Yeah, this is very, very scary. And suddenly the Solar Crest, we've seen them do a little bit to help out compLexity. Not going to be the case anymore with that True Strike, with that old MKB. And, well, top lane, S4 just going straight in here. Arctic Burn Slow coming out. And they will force S4 back. He's taking a fair bit of damage here with the E-Blade as well, but the reverse E-Blade there from the Lotus Orb onto Swindle. RTZ's been ruptured up, sits there, takes it like a man in the mid lane. Swindle trying to come in, but the refraction's already out. Now compLexity, they're going to need a one-by combo. They, of course, do have Z-Freak to set it up here with the song if they want to try and fight into Secret now. And, of course, that is a big if.
They have to go for RTZ, I think. Like, he doesn't have Aegis here. So if they can kill him. Oh, he wants to go for Ziz.
Oh, Z-Freak controlling him here with the net. Still, compLexity looking for the right kind of opening. The Laguna Blade was thrown out there by S4, and here's your song.
Oh, this is 3-man wall.
Can they get this off? Yeah, well, they're not going to go for it. In fact, they're looking towards top. Because RTZ was hitting away at the tier 3. They did have to look for a bit of a defense.
That was definite miscommunication. There's no way you don't wall that. Like, if you get that wall going and you get Ziz a really good sack on his thirst, oh god, Puppey just gets annihilated.
And they might lose S4 here as well. They do. He has got the Aegis. Winter's Curse onto Zai. The fight could do the RTZ. One more. No, the Cold Embrace. RTZ getting low. Will they be able to keep him alive? No. This time RTZ goes down. And now this is the point where Secret need to think very carefully about sticking around here. They'll snowball forward with a punch. They do get the kill onto Swindle. Zai just waltzing through it all. Going to look for the TP out, but the instead there. He is going to lose his life. They will find a double kill here for Ziz. And it's only Kuroki and S4 living, but S4, yeah, didn't manage to TP out, but they did kill RTZ. And again, we're seeing that when compLexity do kill RTZ, they come out on top. And Kuroki just went in there for the suicide. Wasn't able to find anything, and the mines that he's popped down will all get taken away.
That's a gem too.
Oh,
I think it was a gem actually that Secret got from compLexity, and then they just reclaimed it. So now they have 2 gems. I'm pretty sure that's what went down. So the retreat mines not really able to be utilized there. It was kind of a clutch force staff trying to force Swindle in so RTZ could actually get that kill, but I don't really think the TA, like if he gets ruptured, he kind of just has to stand there. Like what else can he really do during that engagement? And I think like the Lena build from S4, it's unconventional, but it's not really bursting anybody, you know? Like who is he actually killing when he doesn't have Aghanims, when he doesn't have like a Hex, he doesn't have that lockdown?
Oh, it's certainly different. And as you said, at this point, 28 to 29, compLexity looking very good. They are still behind in terms of the difference in net worth because of RTZ's farm. But if they're able to kill him a couple of more times, they will be able to close that gap. RTZ will be back in 10 seconds, though. We'll see what he's going to be.
Nice mines.
Okay.
Yep.
And that is Bloodseeker dead without buyback.
Yeah, 80 seconds.
With the mines hidden in the trees. Okay. Yeah, so no. Yeah, that's not great because TA is back up. And top lane, eyes are on Fly and Swindle Melons. And they might think about trying to go for Zai, but with the Lotus Orb, it's very hard for Zeus to do anything with the E-Blade. It's going to be a snowball going in onto Fly. S4 is there as well. Fly is in a lot of trouble. Whoa, won't be able to get out the Cold Embrace. And they'll bring down the Wyvern. That's 2 heroes down on the side of compLexity. RTZ working his way down the mid lane. Top lane's going to get packed in as well here by the side of Secret. And they might be able to get themselves towards the base before.
I think they'll be able to do some damage. Not sure if they're... Okay, well, RTZ's here. Maybe they can make something big happen. The buyback, though, is now up on Ziz. I think he got enough passive gold game to actually be able to bring himself back into the game. If Secret can force that now, that would be ideal. Because around the time that Roshan's spawning, I think that they still would not have buyback. So Fly, he's been forced to buy out. That'll force Secret back for the time being. I think they still want to try to go for this tower, though.
And this Lotus Orb, okay. It's going to be used up. Z-Freak is trying to set this up. This time, will they drop the wall? You'd imagine they will do. This is a 3-man.
No, wait, it's not dropping.
He doesn't want to do it. Winter's Curse is going to get dropped, though, onto Puppey. S4 pots the BKB looking towards Swindle. Swindle again low. RTZ moving in. They'll be able to take down Fly. That's 1 down. That's going to be Moon falling as well. Double kill here for RTZ. Buyback from Moon as he needs to return to the fight because the Racks are now under trouble. Z-Freak, he's going to blink himself, well, move himself away. RTZ taking a lot of damage, but the damage from himself is too much. Moon, that's a dieback. It's a triple kill for RTZ. Z's on the way out. Needs to escape from this one. RTZ incredibly low. They're keeping him up. ZZ really wants to fight this kill, but he walks over the mines. ZZ needs to get himself back. Zai with the Ice Shards won't quite trap him. Bloodseeker back to base. But this is 3 heroes down on the side of compLexity. None with buyback available. Swindle left to hold the base on his own here. And he's going to blink forward here as well. Kuroki has got a Suicide. Can they turn this one? Can they get themselves back in? Suicide has been used now. Bloodseeker there. They're going to Blood Rage up the Zeus. They look a little bit scared.
They need to run. They can't stay here. This is like so risky what they're doing right now. Puppey has almost no mana. Okay, thank God they're getting back. Jesus. Like, staying like this is very risky. I mean, sure, you force a couple of buybacks. You even got a hero to die back, but they didn't actually get a Rax. You made them invest a lot of money into defending their base, but you didn't actually get anything tangible from your push. So I'm looking at this game right now, and I'm thinking, RTZ is just kind of being kited in these team fights, you know? Like, he gets ruptured, and then he kind of has to chill. And then he just sits there, and it's either he gets auto-attacked down or the Winter's Curse comes out. And by the way, what was that initiation? Like, they have a free 3-man wall into a curse, and they don't take it? What?
They seem to be holding back on the walls.
What possible reasoning could you have for not wanting a 3-man vacuum wall into curse? Because when they used the curse on Puppey, he got immediately Glimmer Caped and took almost no damage. So I don't know. That was really confusing. I think compLexity could have held that with a lot less risk if they had just opened up the way they did before.
RTZ's going to be back up in just a few seconds, and we'll see if they're able to go for it again. They did manage to take the tier 3, so it is the exposed Rex on top. And still obviously off the back of that fight, the lead still very much in Secret's favor, 20,000. It's going to be a smoke up now from the side of compLexity. Roshan's going to be up in a few minutes.
Oh, it's going to get revealed by Kuro.
And there we go. Okay, they spotted Kuroki out and straight in. Winter's Curse as well. They want Techie's dead. Won't be able to get off the Suicide. The bounce back there on the E-Blade to Swindle. He's been Blood Raged up as well, though, so he's ready to fight. S4 her on the front. And there's your wall vacuum.
Nice.
That's nice. Very nice indeed. Won't be able to get anything more. It's still just the techies down for this one. S4 moving forward with the Shiva's guard here. Z3 getting low. Needs to be careful. RTZ trapped up here by the net. Now there's your song. Are they going to move up onto the high ground and look for more? They do not have a Winter's Curse available. Of course, was used on Kuroki. Maybe they got the burst damage. RTZ just going straight in. That's going to be one. That is your Wyvern down. Zai trying to deal with them on the sideline. Oh, the crit! RTZ gets himself a second kill. Double kill here. And at the same time, we've got Zai trapping up ZZ. Oh, that is a Bloodseeker. The Bloodseeker dies. He does not have buyback. Zai trying to chase this down. He can't quite get it. The mine! That mine! 80 seconds down for the Bloodseeker. This could be the opening for Secret to do something major. No buyback available for the Wyvern for 3 minutes. Darkseer in the same boat as well, and so is Bloodseeker. He's 1,000 short, straight into the base. This could look like he's looking for the side blade hit here. Through the E-Blade. He doesn't need it at the end of the day because it wears out. Will kill him. That might just be the gap that loses complexity the game. And yeah, this is onto the tier 4s. 4 heroes down at the moment. I think it's game, Andy.
Yeah, I think that's
but
that's all she wrote for game 1.
You've got to hand it to complexity. For the entirety of the game, they played very, very well against Secret. And at the end, it was just that one fight. A couple of maybe decisions that Secret just made a hell of a lot better at the end of the day.
The way that Complexity took their last few fights, it really seemed like they were so hesitant to go in. When Z-Freak throws out a song and you get a wall into a 3-man vac and then you have Fly nearby to throw out a curse, that is the ideal engagement for you, especially when you're fighting inside of your base. So I'm a little bit confused as to why they didn't want to do it. Like Z-Freak probably songed with the intention of having that combo come out, and then Moon's like, no, I don't want to do it. And then all of a sudden they drop it a little bit later, but at that point Fly had already died. I think there was a dieback from one of the heroes as well from Complexity when they were defending that. And then when they go mid, they actually had a really nice combo to open up, and then it just didn't matter at that point because they're fighting an open field and Secret just had too much of an advantage. And I think the blood rate timing was a little bit off when Z-Freak canceled his song. If that silence hit, I think it could have been potentially favorable for Complexity.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, I think Secret will go into game 2 maybe with a bit more respect for Complexity, because Complexity proving certainly that they can stand up to the top dogs and give it their all. And I mean, I was expecting a close game 1. We certainly got that into the end where Secret were able to just push the edge. The RTZ TA just a little bit too damn good for the side of Complexity. And we'll see what goes on in game 2 between Complexity and Secret, which will be coming up right around the corner, so don't go anywhere. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second game here in the series between Team Secret and Complexity Gaming. Here with myself, OD Pixel and Draskell. And game 1, what a match. Well, Secret, of course, they do end up taking the victory there, but Complexity really did give them a run for their money.
They did a lot better than I think people were expecting. Even after the fact they trade 1-1 with IG, it's still they continue to show that they are not a team that should be underestimated in any circumstance, and they are proving that they are definitely supposed to be here at TI5. So Secret now moving into game number 2. Last game, they had a bit of struggles, I think, with some team fights. Maybe if he went, or RTZ went like for BKB instead of going like for, I think he went Daedalus. Yeah, he went Deso, Blink, then Daedalus, then BKB.
Yes.
I think maybe if he had BKB when they were originally pushing in bottom, that it might have been a little bit easier for them to kind of just finish out the game. But the item progression that he took, I think, made him a bit more susceptible to dying in team fights, and because of that, Complexity were able to regain some traction during that mid-game. Unfortunately, they weren't able to take it. Now it's Secret if they want to try to 2-0 right now. If Complexity put a point on the board, there is a good chance that they could actually still place in top 4.
There's a lot in it for these two teams here with this game as well. I believe LGD also playing at the same time, aren't they? It'll be interesting to see how they fare up, to see how this kind of difference between Secret and LGD comes about after this day of the group stages. Team Secret, they're going to be able to get themselves that Queen of Pain and also the Gyrocopter. Two very, very strong heroes, which we know both S4 and Arteezy are incredibly proficient with.
It's a really strong opening in general. It's not often you actually see both of these heroes make it through and picked in the same stage, because Gyro has very few weaknesses in general. Queen is a great laner, good mid to late game transition. Obviously, at S4, he's fantastic at the hero. And
okay.
you know, I was thinking about that when I saw the Tusk first pick. I'm like, are they actually just going to pick techies like right now? And they've already shown that they know how to play against it, because in the last game, Moon didn't give up a single kill in lane up against the Tusk and that techies combo, even though it ended up being like the techies, in my opinion, I think he got like 2 kills on the Bloodseeker, and that was pretty much the contribution.
I mean, the kill he did get at the end was pretty game
Oh,
winning.
he had that...
that mine that finished off Bloodseeker at the end.
That mine was
big.
really sick, and he also had that stasis trap that he placed when they were fighting around the river. So he did have some good moments, but overall, I felt like I've seen better performances out of Secret with their techies playing Game 1, and now they're going to have to play against it here in Game 2.
Indeed, I believe so far, I might be incorrect, but I'm pretty sure, I think techies is 100% win rate so far in the group stages. I think the times we've seen it is always
I haven't seen them lose, but I don't know how many more games have been played that we haven't cast.
That's true. There is like about 35 hours of gameplay each day, so we may have missed a game, but I'm pretty sure, on the whole at least, techies is doing pretty damn good here in the group stages. Bans coming out. complexity Gaming themselves are actually banning out the Nature's Prophet, and Secret actually taking away the Bloodseeker away from Zizzy, and he did have a good performance in the first game, to be fair. He did quite a bit on the Bloodseeker.
His item build was a bit weird, though. He went like Solar Crest, SNYAC. Like, he didn't buy BKB at all, even though the Lina wasn't going Aghanims. It was a really, really bizarre build from a couple of heroes in that game, but yeah, I think the Bloodseeker is another one of those heroes that giving away to a team that's experienced with it is extremely dangerous, especially when you have this very high kill power in the Tusk and the techies combo. Because even if it doesn't get the kill, you're putting heroes super low at a very early stage. And just in general, like playing against that that Bloodseeker can just be Queen of Pain, and Gyrocopter especially. You can get punished really hard. Like if you mess up mechanically and you're Queen and you don't actually walk after your blink, you can just end up splatting, you know, if you're not paying attention. So definitely understandable that they want to take it out.
Third pick now for the side of Secret. Now, Team Secret being Secret, Tuscan techies, that's what they like to roll with. Yeah. So you would assume that these guys are going to know exactly what to do against it.
And the other thing, too, is they actually banned Wyvern during that phase because they understand how good it is against techies. And I think that's kind of why Kuro was struggling. His Fly would always be there with a Cold Embrace whenever there was like a snowball combination coming out from Zai and Kuro. It's just Cold Embrace, boom, all of a sudden you're useless. Like you can't do anything. So I'm glad to see that complexity take a note from that game and say, yeah, we should probably just go ahead and get rid of this hero in general. But now third pick coming in from Team Secret. Pugna.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting that, I'll be honest.
Well, let's see how it goes down. Pugna has been picked up a few times. I think with varying success here in the group stages. Secret, they're going to roll with it this time. Now, it is, of course, going to be a support Pugna. So we're not going to see any of that core kind of Pugna being performed. Unless, actually, no, unless they do it as kind of a dual lane in the off lane with kind of Zai Kuroki.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, Undying is still available, too. So Secret could do, like, Undying Pugna off lane. Wouldn't be too bad. It depends on if complexity actually pick it up here, though. I'm not sure, though, because if you have Tusk techies, you kind of already have your offlane set, right? So you could probably hold your Undying pick until a little bit later on into the draft. But really, it's an interesting pick. I mean, normally you pick Pugna in like 2 situations. 1, where Netherward owns the enemy team, or 2, when you want to push real hard. Like those are typically the situations that you see it and you're like, yeah, okay, we'll pick Pugna.
Oh, I'm interested to see how this one ends up panning out for the side of Secret complexity. Now with their third pick, what do they go for with this Tusk techies starting pick there? Viper is going to be their answer here for the pick. So I'd imagine that is going to be probably the Viper going in the mid against the Qual.
It could be right now. I mean, that's the ideal setting, right? Is you have the Queen versus Viper matchup. That's what complexity want. They probably pick it because they see Gyro and Queen together, and they're like, okay, that's 2 cores out of potentially 3 if Secret were to run some kind of like triple farming kind of a lineup. And if that's not the case, we know that there's a high chance that we're going to get our Viper Queen matchup. So it's a good hero to pick and very stable in lane. So if we can get that like mech going a little bit early try to do some 5-manning and stuff, you can definitely get some map control that way. And because, again, we have techies, our push potential is nuts. Like, being able to drop mines on towers, it hits so hard. Like, you can get towers down very, very quickly with that.
Well, fourth pick now for the side of Secret in their lineup that's, well, I guess intending to deal with this Tusk techies of complexity. Let's see what they opt for here with their fourth hero. And especially now that they know the Viper's in the board, it's going to be the Team Secret Treant Protector, which I don't think is something we see a lot, is it?
No, I don't know if they've picked it at all, actually.
No, it's
certainly not in the games that we've seen. And I'm a little bit unsure as to... It could just be a hero to frontline for the Pugna. Like, it could just be, like, Zai Tree, and then... Or Zai Pugna, and then, like, Kuro Tree or something like that, and you just go offlane together. Because it seems like that's very common for Secret, right? They put Zai and they put Kuro in the offlane, and they put Puppey with either Arteezy or S4, depending on what their safe lane hero is. And Tree is beefy. Like, trying to kill him in the early game, you got a really good frontline hero for that Pugna if you want to try to get a little bit of farm priority.
Oh, fourth pick for complexity. They're still looking for, well, their position 1 and their second support here. And so we will imagine to see Tusk techies in that dual lane situation together at the start. Now, I'm trying to think. Any heroes that kind of come to mind that are still left in the pool here that complexity might be thinking about against, especially now that they know there's a Treant in the mix?
Ember's not so bad. Against this lineup, I think Ember is actually very good. It's kind of similar to what we saw yesterday when EG picked up Ember Spirit against a lineup that didn't really have a whole lot of lockdown. This is kind of the same thing. Now, it can be a bit tougher if, for whatever reason, the Queen has a good start and gets to Orchid early. Then you can kind of suffer a bit. But I think Ember is still very solid against the heroes in general. You have something that eats through tree armor for sure, high mobility, very hard to gank. And in the late game against these heroes, like, you can use it to de-push pretty easily. You already got Tusk techies to help you control the game. You got Viper mid. You have a very, very strong team to back you up. And Ember is notorious for being a very strong early mid-game fighter because of how much damage he can deal. So you can, like, teleport to lanes and even go for counter ganks if you have a decent start.
Well, the final ban here for Secret is going to be the Bristleback. Now, I can see what they're going with this, especially now that the Witch Doctor was picked up from Complexity. You can tell that as soon as the Viper gets the mech, they're going to look to group up and take towers. And if you throw in someone like a Bristleback who can frontline for that kind of aggression, it's going to be pretty darn nasty.
Oh, boy.
Okay, Secret. I don't think they were happy with the game getting as close as it was last game. This is slipping in the Brood card.
The Zai Brood, man. The Zai Brood. It is crazy good. So now Complexity, they need a carry who can actually deal with this. I'm looking at things like LC and I think it's all right, but I'm pretty sure Cloud9 is like the only team who would run Legion Commander. You could pick like a... Nah, you don't really want to pick Darkseer in this position, I think. Sometimes it's good to pick heroes that just straight up counter Brood instead of looking for like a traditional core, just so you make sure you don't like get owned in lane, but I think Complexity are going to have to go with something here that is not caring about being like Darkseer or something like that.
Oh, the final 20 seconds here is Complexity looking to pick that lineup that's going to allow them to equalize the series, take this game against Team Secret.
Did they just go aggro? Did they put the Brood bottom against Tusk techies and just be like Pugna, Tree? Oh, they are going to pick LC.
They're doing that. They're going Cloud9. They're going to go full Cloud9 there.
It is a really good choice, like for this game at least.
Okay. So, lane's kind of coming out from both sides. Yeah, Puppey's going to be on the tree. Okay, so it's going to be Kuroki Pugna. And you reckon a potential for some kind of aggressive lane?
Well,
or
just
dual lanes?
So if, for whatever reason, you know that the enemy team is going to pick something like LC to counter your Brood pick, and you know that Tusk techies is very hard to lane against in general, you could just take the path of avoid the lane of Tusk techies, go top, pressure the Legion Commander a lot. The Brood Mother might not die in a 1v1 or a 1v2 because you're obviously going to have web to be able to hide in and such. The alternative is just doing normal lanes and relying on stuff like Decrepify and Treant Armor to just save you. So either way, I think it's fine for Secret. Like, they don't have to go aggressive, but they can.
All right, let's see what comes out here with the second game between Team Secret and compLexity in a series that so far, well, the first game, quite a close one between the two sides. Team Secret did end up taking the win. Let's see if compLexity are able to step it up even more in this match to try and force it to a draw. Some kind of interesting picks coming out from both sides here. We're going to see something maybe a little bit different. And we're going to see if Team Secret, the masters of the TUS Techies combination, know how to deal with it when compLexity bring it to the forefront. And okay, Puppey leveling up Nature's Guys straight away.
That's actually not good that he had to skill that at level 1. It's not really the ideal skill for a tree.
They have got a sentry on flying. They're going to drop it, but Puppey did go the opposite way. But good attempt there from the side of compLexity, just seeing if they could catch out this Treant. And Puppey already eating for a fair bit of his mana here just to ensure that he keeps himself alive. We'll be able to get the ward down. Is he going to walk back this way? There is this sentry placed down. Moon is around. But they've already left it. They're already looking to head back to their lanes. So Puppey's going to be okay. But having to use essentially all of his mana pool here, will probably even just head back to base at this point, I guess.
Yeah, looks like...
okay, he's got 3 clarities. Okay.
Wait. Why is Zai... Is Zai going mid? He's going mid against... Okay, so this is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. They want to dodge the Queen Viper matchup.
Wow.
Right? Obviously. Like, you don't want to have that matchup come to fruition. Brood mid is actually good. Because normally, these heroes you would try to gank. Even something like a Queen of Pain, you could at least pressure because you know your 1v1 matchup is going to win. Viper is terrible against Brood in lane. Like, crazy bad. Then you have a hero who can actually blink away from any sort of initiation from a TUS Techies, so they also win in that lane. And they are going to go aggressive. So they were going to go aggressive. It's just they ended up switching the mid matchup and the safe lane to ensure that they get, like, 2 much better lane matchups.
And they are, yeah. They're putting Legion now in the mid lane and Fly heading up to the top lane with Swindle Melons in bottom lane. Okay. The TUS Techies.
He ran into mines, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Z-Freak doesn't get suicide at level 1. He does this every game. He skills suicide at 2 and 3, but at level 1 he always gets mines.
Okay, Kuroki and Puppey are going to find Swindle Melons, but can they bring him down? That's the question here. With the punches from Puppey doing a fair bit, we'll just force Swindle Melons back. Not going to be able to find themselves the kill. Bottom lane again. Just Z-Freak and Moon going straight in on S4, forcing him back. And, wow, what an exciting game we're going to have on our hands here with the amount of lane switching up. And just, okay, so in terms of how the lanes have rested up now, the fact that they have got the Legion up against the Brood, top lane, they've got Swindle who's going to try and farm against this RTZ-Kuroki combination with the backup of Puppey. And bottom lane going in on S4. This time we will be able to get the blink out. Won't quite be able to catch him though. Get the ice shards out onto him though. And making this lane a bit of a nightmare here for S4, who still is yet to be able to find a single CS here down on the bottom lane.
The other thing, too, is they were actually putting him out of experience range. That's a really big thing. Most combinations of heroes would not be able to pressure a Queen so much that you have to sit out of experience range in your own safe lane. So really nice for compLexity to be able to do that. And the LC versus Brood matchup, obviously LC does a lot better than most heroes, but Brood always wins in the end. Like, anybody who's played this will tell you that eventually the Brood will just overtake the lane.
So he's doing his best work at the moment though. 13-2 versus the 13-0. Top lane, just Puppey trying to disrupt the lane equilibrium of Swindle. Maybe need to be careful because Artie's in Kuroki. They're keeping themselves very, very close to the town, looking for any kind of opening. S4 trying to find a bit of space and time to farm, but it's certainly not going to be the case as Z-Freak, Mumianda on the sidelines. Mid lane, Zai 1v1ing Zizzy here, but having a little bit of a trouble. And top lane, it's going to be them going in. The Rocket Barrage onto Fly. They do punch him down there. Puppey with the final slap. Swindle Melons turning this around, or at least trying to, but the Nether Blast coming out for Kuroki. Maybe making him think twice before going any more ham. TP from the bottom lane coming in from Mumianda. Maybe they can turn this. There's going to be the return of the Witch Doctor coming in very, very soon. Can they get the kill onto Kuroki? Decreps himself, trying to get away, but now Swindle Melons, and now the paralyzing cast, finishing him off. Witch Doctor with a rotation will find that kill on the Snowball. Is he going to catch up to Puppey? He has got a Nature's Guys. They don't have detection. Arteezy there with a Rocket Barrage available here. Moon maybe going a little bit too aggressive. He has got Fly here with a Voodoo Restoration and is just going to be able to escape from this one, but now the TP back into lane. They've got the full 3-man back up here on the side of Secret. But again, this game, chaos everywhere across the map, but it certainly seems like compLexity, they're ready to deal with it.
That was a little bit weird. Moon actually almost gave away a kill there, but a little bit of just lane rotations for both teams, trying to maximize their efficiency. in this lane, and I think he wanted to
he was poisoned. It was very
Yeah.
close. For S4 could have killed it.
He wanted to just
So
avoid the death.
Yeah, he was very scared of S4. And rightfully so, top lane again. Melon's finding a bit more fun than he would have done in the mid lane, but still not a lot. 7 CS up in this top lane compared to RTZ 17. Falling behind. Mid lane Zai, 23 for 2. Zizzy just a little bit behind it, but not a lot. It's going all right for both of the heroes here in the mid lane, who are both finding their farm. Zai's starting to stack up the broodlings. They've run out now, but 2 for 2 at the moment. 4 minutes in between these two sides. Pretty close here at the moment in the laning stage.
Yeah, compLexity have managed to stabilize a bit, so they're not really too worried now about the individual matchups. They got their Viper in a safe lane. Melons is still farming. Okay, they're going to snowball in here. They want to go for a TZ.
And they might just find it. He's going to have to decrep behind him some place and time and hit the rocket barrage. He's trying to turn it around, but he's stuck up. Trapped up, will go down. Look at the voodoo restoration just with the nether ward. Hitting back
Puppy's
at them.
only level 1.
Puppy's coming in looking for punches, and indeed level 1. How much can he do? Well, he can still punch for an absolute truck ton. Now Zai with the rotation. That's going to be your Witch Doctor down, and he might even look to try and clean this one up because Swindle Melon's incredibly low, looking to get out to the side. They want to find Puppy, but Mumianda won't be able to. Zai does get the double kill as he takes down Swindle here on the Viper as well, and Puppy will live. Zai coming in just at the right time with that rotation, turning it around for the team at bottom lane. S4. He jumps in and he gets the kill onto Techies. He's getting kills across the map here for the side of Secret.
How many times do you think you can honestly say you've seen a Brood go mid and then gank? That was actually just a ganking Brood. Like, who does that? It's so random, and it's just like, it's actually working out so well at this point. If Zai eventually wants to transition to top, all he has to do is redrop a couple of webs, and he can just sit top if he doesn't want to keep going mid up against that LC. And Ziz even made his way up here, maybe anticipating that that could be the case. Either that or he wants Fly to hit 6. And now
Zai's back mid, and he's found Fly. Fly's alone. He's going to take a bit of harassment here. Arteezy actually hanging around the mid lane as well, looking for the farm. And here comes Zai's army, moving in towards the lane. Fly's going to have to be very careful how far out he comes. They do have this sentry down. They haven't been able to deward this yet, side of Secret. But Fly's going to be well aware that... yeah, okay, backup actually coming in. Maybe they can find this here with Zai. He's just under the cover of the sentry, and they'll blow him up immediately.
he killed Fly, though, still.
Okay, he gets the kills, but it's, yeah, after he's died anyway. The suicide from Techie's enough to bring him down. And 7 for 4 and still. Legion's farm looking pretty nice here. In the middle lane, TP down to the bottom lane, coming from Puppy. He's now managed to hit level 2, but yeah, this game, Puppy hasn't managed to find a lot of XP at all.
I'm surprised he went Armor instead of Leech Seed, especially if he's going to be roaming like this.
Well, with the slow from S4 and the punches, but oh, the cask! The cask will bounce a couple of times here, and that was S4 blinking in aggressively. The living armor is not going to be enough, or is it? With the polar charges, one more hit, bringing him low with the poison damage, will be able to pull himself through it. Just living. That was incredibly close there. Wrap around on the top lane from Moon. Going in, ready with the Legion, and they have got the jewel available. Here we go. Mortal Kombat gets the jewel. Ziz with the rotation and his 416th victory on the Legion Commander.
You actually just made a Mortal Kombat joke, didn't you? That's incredible. You know what? High five. Test your might and all that jazz. So, right now, the lane rotations for both teams, like, no one really wants to stay still. And out of this Secret, even... Oh, God, that hurt. The amount of gold from those spiders.
Moon's coming in. He's just waltzing in. He has got the snowball and the shards. Coming in the well. Fly from the backside. He has found Puppy. With the Nature's guys. Just throwing out the ice shard here. He's trying to get rid of it, but the decrep making a little bit of a nuisance. RT's just waltzing in with the rocket barrage. Pew, pew, pew. Privilege's easy back, and now Fly throwing out the cast. We'll be able to... No, not the cast, so just getting rid of the Neverward. Zai will be able to pick this off. He's got the nuke available in a couple of seconds. The right clicks are enough for Light to go down. Puppy trying to chase down Zizzy here. Ziz. Oh, pop. That's going to be Legion going down. Double kill for Zai on this Broodmother. And I've got to say, the mid-Zai Brood certainly working out for Secret. 5 kills. Only died the once so far this game. And he's got 1,900 gold. I'm going to be really interested to see what the build is for this Brood mid.
I imagine he goes Midas. I mean, he's sitting on a lot of gold. If he, oh, no, he goes back for Treads. Okay. So pretty much every Brood player goes Midas. But I guess in a game where you have a mid-Brood, all bets are off in terms of normal item progression. Could be seeing something a little bit new coming out from here in this game. But still, Secret definitely getting the advantage here early on.
Top lane.
He's got Suicide.
He's okay. I mean, because what's S4 going for in terms of build? Hasn't really expand the farm to start building anything as of yet.
He was being pressured by the Tusk techies, so that lane is very, very difficult to function in, even as a Queen of Pain, especially considering Puppey was level 1 for so long, and he was kind of roaming around the map trying to make things happen.
Okay, looking for it. Oh, with the burst! Oh! Can't quite get it. Techie's able to get off the suicide. Only just, though. And now off the back of that, Artesian S4 beginning to pressure the top towers. Is he coming in? He's got his jewel. Wants to maybe look to you. Oh, whoa. S4! He's not going to get away with that one. Goes down. And that's another jewel for the Legion Commander.
I'm not really sure what just happened, actually. All right, a little bit confusing stuff coming out here from Team Secret. And
I'm loving it. This is the kind of action we want between these two teams. Secret still with the lead, but compLexity, they're giving it some. Looking for Puppey. Living on with the guys. Fly still yet to hit level 6. Hasn't got the old Death Ward at his capabilities yet. What's Zai board up? Okay. He's going for the Blads.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty good when you're in this position where you're not really like, you're not sitting in one lane and pressuring all the time. Like you can sit there mid and you can farm the woods and such, and it'll keep you with a pretty good amount of mana regeneration, and you can just continually apply pressure to multiple lanes if you want, because he's made the transition top and even like going up into the side chop with his webs and just trying to kill that way as well.
He's found Legion. Legion, how's Legion doing in terms of build? Well, 1,200 gold on top of the Trez bottom lane. Puppey getting caught out of there by the Tusk and the Witch Doctor and the Viper. And off the back of that, compLexity trying to look for this tier 1. Top lane ping's coming out. How's Arteezy's farm looking? Let's have a look at the old net worth. He is at the moment quite far behind. It's Zai at the top, but then followed by the Legion and Swindlemelons on his Viper. Overall, the difference between the two teams only slightly on the side of Team Secret. It's still very, very close. Bottom lane, indeed, they're going for KuroKy. KuroKy will decrap himself. The cast coming out. They're going to wait it out. S4 maybe trying to turn this one around. Hasn't got the ultimate, though. KuroKy getting low. Will fall. They have lost the Witch Doctor here. They're going to lose Swindlemelons as well. Mumiana tries to TP out for the sideline. Will he be able to make it? Yes, he will. Does get himself out. But they do lose 2 heroes there for the KuroKy kill. And mid-side just continuing to fight up against Ziz.
I wonder if he'll ever get to use a courier. All right, here we go. Now he finally has it.
Okay.
That was, okay, so now he's got Vlads, he's got Treads. I'm wondering if he's going to go for the Deso build or if he wants to go something like BKB. But right now, he can completely take over the enemy's jungle.
Absolutely. Yeah, Zai's farm's just going to increase to the point where we're going to see him stick on the top of that net worth board for quite a while if it continues at this pace. Legion 1,700 towards what I'd imagine to be that Blink Dagger that Ziz is looking for.
Blink is really solid. And also Blade Mail is good too. Oh, Ziz.
Going in on Ziz, here we go. He's actually going to duel Zai here. I don't know if that's the duel. I mean, he's not going to give away the... Oh, he is! He is! Zai wins it! He gets the bonus plus 14. And...
yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. When Insatiable Hunger is popped, you cannot win a duel. Especially not when you're the only person there who's able to deal damage.
And especially when they've got a Quap helping out the Brute.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, even in a 1v1, like if it was just those 2 heroes and Insatiable Hunger is used, you just do not deal enough damage at this point in the game to counteract the healing that you get from just auto-attacking in general. And plus, Zai, he still has like 12 armor. He's got that Vlads, he's got Poor Man's Shield. With that Vlads, he's going to be making his way towards top lane now, trying to pressure onto that tier 1. And the other thing, too, is this opens up really early Roshan opportunities for Secret because of the fact that they have that tree armor and they have Vlads at such an early stage.
Here we go, tier 1s. They're going to be able to take it. Swindlemelons is pushing back S4 here in the mid lane. But this game, I've got to say, all eyes are on Zai at the moment. 1,300 gold accrued now on top of the Vlads. And Ziz just hunting the tree line. 1,800 gold towards that Blink. Needs to be careful though. KuroKy and Puppey are here. Mid lane, indeed. Zai going on a Swindle. He's got the backup of S4. Swindle's got to run. Zai with the Insatiable Hunger, chomping away at the Viper.
He needed the TP immediately.
Top lane, Ziz tried to go in here as well. There are 3 heroes at the moment on the side of Secret. There's the backup of Moon. And the Ice Shards there will actually just force Secret back. They're not going to look for that kill. So Ziz able to keep himself alive, which he needs to do so when he's this close to having that Blink with 1,900 gold stockpiled up.
I mean, he's sitting at the highest farm, so it's not like Ziz has had a bad game or anything. He even got fed a couple of spiders, but Zai's net worth is just towering over everyone else's right now. He is unbelievably farmed at this early stage. I'm really curious to see what he's going to go for. I wonder if he goes for like Book or if he goes the Manta style build, which a lot of Broods used to do back in the day. This gives you that mobility. All right, it's a Mithril Hammer, so we're probably going to be seeing it does so.
Okay, the full-out push. Arteezy, he's kind of still sitting a bit into 4.3k gold. He's leveled with S4, and he is just above Swindle Melons, but it's certainly not the Arteezy level of farm we've come to expect from him. But we're only 14 minutes in. We'll see how well he's able to transition into the latter portions.
They did kind of bail on him. I mean,
yes, he was kind of left on his own.
They sent him top lane. They're like, you know what? We're out of here. It's not really safe anymore. So Puppey and Kuro kind of left. Z-Freak, he's going to find him here in this lane.
Pings are coming out. Arteezy realizing he needs some assistance. There is going to be S4 making his way down, but Swindle's turned up, and Arteezy could be in a lot of trouble here. Trying to juke it out. They've caught him in the tree line here. And, whoa! The ult from S4 will be able to find Techies. Techies does end up killing Arteezy with the mine, but S4 cleans up. Gets himself a double kill as he wipes the Viper off as well. Top lane, Ziz has the blink. Trying to close in onto Kuroki. I don't know if there's any way Kuroki can get out of this. Has a TP, but the duel actually used on him whilst he was decrepified. Maybe could have used done with holding on. No, doesn't win the duel. They will get the kill. But yeah, just a little bit too quick there with the fight.
Yeah, there was actually no reason to duel him like that. Because unless he's TPing, and then of course you can duel, but obviously waiting would have been the better play. And Zai, middle lane, he's just like, whatever, dude, I'm going to kill Fly.
Hey, look at the spiders. Moon's in a lot of trouble as well. Moon, he's the spiders chomping away. One nuke would do it, but he hasn't quite got the mana to do so. Ziz is there as well with Z-Freak now to back up. So Zai going to be careful. A few, 30 gold away from that second Mithril Hammer. But this Zai brood, I don't think we've seen mid brood from Secret ever before.
Nope.
And
but we said it, man. We said this is a team who will do experimental stuff. Like, they will change it up. They will make sure that you do not know exactly what they're going to be bringing to every game.
Indeed, just 100 of gold away from that completed Desolator. And we've seen what he's been able to do to the weaker members of the side of compLexity so far, and that's going to increase tenfold with that armor reduction as well. Puppey trying to catch himself up and has got the recipe for the Hand of Midas. I mean, he's going to have the Gloves of Haste in a bit as well. So 16-minute Midas, not too awful considering how slow the start was.
He was level 1 for like, what, 5 minutes? It's pretty insane, yeah. The fact that he's gotten
up. compLexity coming in. Have they got any tech? They do have a dust here on Ziz. I don't know if they're... I'm not going to randomly pop it. Puppey just hiding in the trees. And top lane, the push coming in from S4 and Kuroki. Fly. Going forward, trying to pull it back. Ziz and Moon just looking for this opening. There are 3 heroes here at the moment on the side of Secret. It's going to be a hard jump to make. And the rest of Secret just looking to take this tower. One more blast should be able to do it. Zeiss, he's found Z-Freak. Suicide's available though. It's going to be a hard one to go on. And Ziz has actually gone in here. Did get the dust onto Puppey. TP reaction from S4. And Ziz and Moon will simply back away from this one. Top lane Kuroki looking to go in here to take away the tower, and he'll get it there with that blast. More money into the pocket as Secret.
compLexity for the time being. What is their fallback mechanism? Like, what point in the game does their lineup actually become stronger? Because I'm thinking of it in my head, and I'm thinking, okay, well, the Legion Commander has 20 damage. Ziz isn't snowballing that hard. Viper's not known for being a late game hero.
He's just bought a Midas as well, the Viper.
Yeah, and Swindle went Midas, so snowball here.
Straight on to S4. S4 actually going to get jeweled up as well. This is a good jewel potential. Yes, they do get the victory for Ziz there. And that's going to be S4 down for 40 seconds. Tower taken as well by Viper. And here's Zai with the Deso going for that Roche attempt.
Told you, man. You can just kill Roshan when you have these items.
He gets away with it as well, I think. I don't think there's going to be anything this side of compLexity can do in time.
He can just go back to the tier 1, actually, after he kills this. Like, you can just walk up there and hit it, because like tier 1s don't have backdoor protection, right? So you just walk over there and you punch a tower. You maybe force compLexity to TP to you. And some of them don't even have TPs. Yeah, this is free. This is like... This is something that, okay, Ziz actually thought about, but then realized shortly after. Oh, he's dead.
Ziz.
He is. Oh, maybe not.
The slow, the Viper strike for Swindlemelons, but now Secret Zai just turns to him. Look at this spider.
You can't deal with this. Why?
Melons.
Why doesn't Melons just TP? You have to teleport away from Brood. You can't run.
Man, this is one scary, scary spider. Oh. 2,200 gold now. On top of the Deso, the Vlads. Zai, he's putting in so much work in here for his team. Now Arteezy catching up. Second on the net worth. 18 to 11 though. And it is Zai with 10,500 in the bank. And as you said, just going to push down this tier 1 here. Not a lot of complexity can do to stop the fight actually going on here. As S4 picks himself up a triple kill. I mean,
pretty casual S4 triple kill, you know, just randomly in the river. No big deal.
And that's one tower down, and Zai's going to look for more. The push is going to be on, the Spiderlings are out, and here comes the creep wave. 3 heroes down on the side of complexity. Secret could look to just push even out, and he's got a Hyperstone now as well, and with the pushing build in mind, I wouldn't be surprised if, I guess he just goes for the straight up AC now on top of the Deso.
It's probably going to be Curious. That's my guess as well. I mean, you can go, let's see, you can go Moonshard, I guess, something a little bit clowny, but I mean, the amount of push that he has right now is nuts. Like, look at how fast this tier 2 is dying. How are they supposed to stop this from complexity? I think they actually got pulled into a knee-jerk reaction by picking that LC, saying we need something that actually counters Brood. And then even with the Brood counter and Zai in lane, like, he did get quite a few, you know, so it's not like Ziz had a bad laning phase. It's just, you can't actually do anything when, like, he ganked. It was a ganking Brood. He ended up getting his team 2 kills in top lane. He gets his Vlads up really quickly with the treads. Sneaks Roshan when complexity are pushing in. Like, Zai has pretty much done all the work right now. And it's reflected in the fact that he has the highest net worth by a large margin.
Orchid now picked up by S4 here on the quad. 21-11. Let's look at the graph. The difference, 12,000 favoring the side of Secret. Top lane at the moment, though. Gyro did get the kill onto Techies, but now he could be caught out here. Is he going to look for the duel? Can they actually bring him down? Arteezy's fairly damn tanky. Even with the Death Ward, they can't win the duel. They do get themselves the kill, but Zai, he's in your base, and he's onto your tier 3 here. You're going to need to do something in reaction. S4 and Puppey, though, trying to stop any kind of help coming in, as there we go with the Overgrowth to cancel the TP. And at the same time, Zai's just killing people.
Everyone's dead.
Zai is just, my goodness, double kill for Zai. Tier 3 is going to drop to the push of him and Kuroki, and the fight's still continuing up here. S4 looking for Swindle Melons. Sidestep Flight won't actually find the kill here. It's going to be a buyback from Ziz. The Racks are under heavy attack here. They're going to be able to clear this one out the side of Secret, and that's going to be the bottom Racks down. He
gets a deny, I guess,
the deny,
on his Racks.
I think at this point they'll be looking at the mid Brood and just going, wow, this actually destroyed us.
Unexpected, I think, is the word that we can use. Because I saw the Brood and I thought it was just standard offlane Brood as well. But then I thought about it more and I was like, okay, well, if you put the Brood mid and you don't get that Queen matchup against Viper, then you have 2 lanes that automatically should do pretty well. And allegedly, sure, the Queen of Pain kind of struggled against Tusk Techies, but anybody would, right? And the important part is, the only kill he gave away was to 1 set of mines, and then after that, he didn't really die in the lane. So that means that the Tusk Techies are just not really contributing what they need to be at that point in the game. And even with Arteezy not even farming much, it didn't matter because no one can deal with the Brood. Like, Zai right now is enormous. AC, Vlad's, Deso, treads 1,500 gold at 22 minutes in.
Arteezy as well, he's just a few hundred gold away from his butterfly. Complexity have found him here in the jungle, and oh, here we go. S4 with the Sonic Wave onto 2. Suicide there from Techies. Death Ward has been popped down the cast as well, but they, oh, Moon just in time with the snowball. Arteezy dispatches the Witch Doctor, finds a double kill here. Ziz looking for the jewel, but there's Kuroki giving him his health. Give you your energy, Arteezy. Ziz will go down to a triple kill, maybe even more. They do lose the Pugner here. Arteezy, he wants the Ultra. He's going for it. He won't get it. Swindle kills him. S4 with the Avengers taking down the Viper. And Zai, well, what's he doing? Well, he's looking at your base, and that's what he's going to be going for next. So Z3 coming out. It's a lone Techies, and Techies.
He doesn't have suicide.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Zai's going for the gold. He wants it.
Yep. Oh!
All right, the well's not going to stop
him. Damn,
he just needs to keep hitting him. Oh no!
No! He's got an Aegis.
There's ice shards up though. I think he gets blocked here.
So the question mark coming. Oh no! Pushed him out. Zai. Oh man. Well, Dota 2.
Yeah, I'd say that accurately describes this particular game.
Teenagers. Heads are being shaped. And Zai Well, he's going to look for Moon. Moon has got the snowball here. But I think this game, compLexity, going to be walking away with a serious case of arachnophobia. As, oh, okay.
Look at the heal! He heals for so much with his ult on, they can't kill him.
Oh my goodness, Zai. What do you do?
What
do you do at this point?
I mean, think you win if you're secret. Like that's
can
actually just
they
what
kill
you do.
Zai? They got the mine out.
That
no.
did like no damage.
KuroKy is giving Zai his energy. Moon back to the base. And it is just the fountain farming beginning at the moment. And well, mid-Rax has been taken as Secret. I think they feel that this one...
It's in the bag.
This may just be over.
Yeah, it's definitely in the bag.
And Moon complaining about the hero.
Well, to be honest, there's been a lot of games where Brood has gone completely unnoticed. Like, not banned, not picked, just completely ignored. And then you have a game like this where a team like Secret just makes it look ridiculously strong. And a lot of it, again, is just due to the matchup and how the hero actually functions against this style of team. And the Legion Commander really being the only hero on a team that has a direct answer to the Brood in lane. But a lot of people forget that once you get right-click items and you have that insatiable hunger, LC is actually not that good against Brood. We saw earlier a duel where he couldn't even kill the Brood. Like, he just can't.
Well, here we go. This may be the final fight. Moving forward on Swindle Melons with the Rocket Barrage. The right clicks. Gyro will find the kill. And there we go. S4 with the ultimate bringing down Tusk. Oh, Zai, beyond godlike now. 13 for 1 for 3. He's looking for more. Walks into the base. And just going to get walked around a little bit looking for Ziz. Will he be able to find it? Yes, he will. That's going to be a triple kill for Arteezy. KuroKy giving Zai all of his energy. And Zai just tanking up the mines, and well, this may be it, Andy. This may be the end. GG.
I'm no expert, but I would say that this game is pretty close to being over.
We talked about whether Secret were ready to deal with the Tusk techies of someone else's, and it was the case. The game is over. The game is done. Secret take the series 2-0. compLexity give up a good fight in the first game, but it's game 2. It's all about the Zai Brood in the mid lane.
I gotta say,
what a performance.
It's always awesome to see something a little bit new that ends up working out so well. Now, of course, you could say that Secret came into the series favored, and I don't think anyone would have said anything otherwise, but to be able to bring something like that to the table, people have always respected Zai's Brood. He knows he's very good at the hero, but just the way that Secret are able to adapt to any situation and say, you know what, we're going to make sure that we get good matchups in our lanes and just give Zai the space that he needs, because if he gets that good start, he'll totally take over the game. 700 GPM, almost 800 experience per minute. What else can you say?
Not a lot. Not a lot. That was Zai Brood in full force, and I kind of hope we see more of it in the tournament. But at the same time, I kind of hope we see teams maybe react to it in a little bit of a better way. But it has compLexity. You can't blame them. I mean, when this happens, what do you do? It's something that you don't expect.
You learn. That's what you do.
Next time, you know, if anything, compLexity are going to have one up on any other team in the sense that they've been against the Brood mid, and they might have different ways of working around it. But, well, what a game. Team Secret constantly bringing something new to the forefront of Dota 2. And that is it for the series. 2-0 to Secret as they, of course, go at the group stage. And that might even put them at the top now. It depends how LGD just did in their series that they were playing at the same time. I'm not too sure on the score. Obviously, if LGD 2-0 that, they'll be even. But we'll find out, I'm sure. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you very shortly for another series here on the stream. The next series will be Empire versus Newbies, so don't go anywhere for that one. And myself and Driscoll will catch you in a minute.